Hello and welcome to the big bonanza, bonza, bombastic Boxing Day Bond quiz. My name's Tom Sears and I'm joined by my good buddy Chris Wright. Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
How you doing, buddy? How are you in the Christmas vibes, are you?
Oh, I sure am. I had a lovely little Christmas hat, like a Father Christmas hat, but I haven't got it now.
Well,
so
you let us slide down
Christmas
immediately. We're not even a minute into the podcast and you've already let us all down. Disgraceful.
How bad is that? How bad is that? But I am in the Christmas mood, especially. I think the JBR Bumper Bonanza Boxing Day quiz is. I think it should be a long-term thing. I think 5 years down the line, I want to see it still happening, if that's at all possible.
Absolutely, yeah. A new Christmas time tradition. Everybody has, Christmas Eve, they get their presents on Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day is all about the JBR quiz. Now, talking about presents, I must say I'm a bit disappointed, Chris, because I'm obviously back over with the missus in LA. And it was revealed to me that we're having a giftless Christmas this year because we're going to be spending Christmas with her parents down in Mexico. So it's going to be, obviously there's the expense of flying there and all that kind of business and all the travel. So they've said, well, let's just not do presents this year. And I've got to be honest, I'm like, what the fuck? Because I want some presents.
Have you already brought one?
Well, luckily I had, on the flip side of that, I don't have to spend any money myself, so that's all right. But last year I got my Making of Honor Majesty's Secret Service book by Charles Helfenstein. I got the Secret Agent's Handbook and some other Bond-related stuff. And I'm not going to get anything this year, so I'm a bit disappointed.
And is there any potential for a James Bond location in Mexico or not? Because that could be a hidden present. Or do you think, are you too far away?
I think we're going to be too far away. Do you know what? I haven't looked at the surrounding areas yet, but I think, as far as I'm aware, we won't be near anything, unfortunately.
What if your missus is like, bless her heart, she set aside this whole James Bond location day, especially for you, especially for Christmas, doesn't want you to know, going to lay it completely on, and you haven't got her anything. So what would that make you feel?
Well, A, I'd be really happy, because that would be great. And then B, I could always just give her an IOU and say, I'll sort you out later with something. Lovely. Merry Christmas.
That's what IOUs are great for,
But surely the gift to her would be seeing how happy I was. So that would be all right. I don't think I probably need to return the favour.
Yeah, exactly. And if she says anything, we'll say, look at my smile. That's all you need, isn't
Absolutely. Good stuff. So, are you excited for today's quiz?
I am indeed, definitely, yes. Basically, I'm imagining that the JBR army have stuffed themselves silly, drank copious amounts of whatever they wish over the previous, probably 48 hours, let alone 24. So I imagine, what else do you want to do rather than sit down, chill out, listen to a bit of JBR Bond quiz, and, keep the festivities going, really.
Absolutely. What better way to spend the day than that? Now, before we begin, I suppose I should ask, we've had a few weeks off, obviously. We did the 30 days of Spectre, which was always a lot of fun. 30 podcasts, well, more than 30, because we doubled up some days. A shitload of podcasts, basically, all through November. And then we thought, right, we need a little bit of time off, a little bit of sort of put your feet up time and all that kind of stuff. So the question to you is, Chris, have you seen Spectre since the end of the 30 days of Spectre?
You know what? Have I? I've only seen it. I think I might have seen it once more, and that was a while ago. So I haven't. While thinking about this quiz, I haven't seen it since then. So if I have seen it, I've maybe seen it once more. So I've only seen it a total of 5 times. And in all honesty, I don't think I'm going to go for a 6th viewing. I think 5 might be enough for me, unless 2 weeks' time it's still there. Then I'll probably do it. But there's something else in the cinema which a lot of people are talking about. And I haven't seen that yet, and I know you've seen it, and I know that Danny Boy might. Is that
new animated children's story that you've been banging on about, the one with the little animated bunny rabbits that go on a journey? Yeah,
it's called War Stars or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah. I've seen it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
But are you allowed to say if you liked it or not? Are we allowed that, or what do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but there's nothing I can really say if you haven't seen it, and I suppose there might be some listeners that haven't seen it either, so I won't want to spoil anything for them. But
no,
that's out. That's kind of blown Spectre out of the water. Now, the reason why I ask is that we're recording this a couple of days before Christmas for those who are listening. I went to see Spectre last night, right, for my 6th viewing. And
did you?
Yes, I did. Now it's basically since Star Wars came out, it's basically nowhere to be seen anymore apart from like one screen at Universal Studios. So I went to see it last night, and I've got to tell you, I love it more with every viewing.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
That's good.
And
that's
it's been good because I've had a few weeks away from it, and I thought, right, I'm not, I'm going to go watch Star Wars. I'm going to do some other things. I'm going to try and live a normal life. And then I went to see it again last night, and I was like, man, this is the business. I couldn't be happier with this movie. And even though, as famously been said by a lot of people, even though like that last act is a little bit on the weak side compared to the rest of it, it's like it doesn't matter at all to me. It's a banging movie. I think it's brilliant. And the fellow with our good buddy John, he came up with the perfect analogy. He's like, saying what's wrong with this film is like saying what your least favourite part of your supermodel girlfriend is. Do you know what I mean? It's all brilliant, but if there's one little imperfection on there, that is still great. Do you know what I mean? So I think
that's what makes it interesting. Little imperfections, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfection is not real, really. I guess.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Just you saying that has made me think. Fuck it, I'm going to go watch it again.
You have to. Do you know why? Because that pre-title sequence is bloody amazing. And that moment, I've pinpointed the moment, right? I've pinpointed the moment where it gives me the is where Estrella gets on the bed and then she looks all confused and the camera spins around and he's in his suit and he goes, won't be long, steps out to the balcony. Oh my God! I love that moment. And just at that section, that's where the score kicks in with the oh man, that is the moment for me. It does.
That's the ejaculation section.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Yeah, it was lucky that there wasn't many people in the cinema last night because it could have got a little bit messy. But that's my review. But anyone who's listened to this and listened to 30 Days of Spectre already know that's how I feel. So that's not news to anybody, really.
I'm glad you said that. Actually, now that's funny. That has made me want to watch it again. I think I almost, and this I feel really bad to say this, but I think I almost felt a bit of overloaded. I was a bit, Bond overloaded just because we weren't just watching it for a viewing pleasure.
Yeah,
we were obviously trying to analyse it, and I guess we do that with every Bond film, but even more so with this one because of the podcast and everything.
Yeah.
So it not that it took the enjoyment out of it, but maybe it did a little bit. But I think it was just so much in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
But now I've had that at least 2 weeks since the last one, so I think that has to be done. If it's out when I get back, then I'll definitely watch
I think that was the same for me in the sense that I think what it was a podcast every day for a month talking about the same thing, and I think it was this huge concentrated amount of energy over a long period of time, and then seeing the film a good 5 times in that time as well. That it's like it was by the end of that month, it was definitely time to be like, do you know what? We need to just step back a little bit and just have a little time, a bit of breathing space. And for me, the film's all the better for it. Like seeing it 3 weeks on, I was like, I love this film. If it's still on when I get back, I'm going to do one more viewing so I can say I've seen it 007 times, which equals my record for GoldenEye when I went to see that one. So there we go.
Very nice.
Exciting.
Excellent stuff. Any other scene that stood out for you, or was it mainly the opening?
You know what? There was something John pointed out actually was the whole thing about, a lot of people were saying that they didn't perhaps believe the romance between Bond and Madeleine.
Yeah,
he came up with a good point, which is because there's so many things you missed, isn't there? Like you don't miss it as such. You hear it, but you just don't sort of take much notice of it. For example, and when he's in the torture chair, Blofeld says to Madeleine, it says something like this. I'm going to mess up the quote, but he says something along the lines of, "It's a shame the daughter of an assassin is the only person who could have possibly understood him." Yeah. And then that's the moment, briefly after that is when she runs over and kisses him and tells him she loves him. And I think John was saying that's a really important line of talking about what that relationship is. That's where they earn the relationship. And I thought that's a good point, actually. That's a bloody good point. And that train scene, man, that fight is banging. I think, I need to have, what I need to do is I see it one more time and then have a proper rest and then have a reintroduction with a Blu-ray. And see what that's like as well. Yeah.
Well, I've got over the next, actually, probably later on today, I shall be watching my Bond film of the holiday.
Wow, Chris.
Good Old Majesties, which I don't think I've seen since we reviewed it, which must be freaking years ago. I don't know. Have I seen it since then? I must have seen it once since then. I haven't
seen it since then, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's Rog was at the start of the year, so we're talking at least like 14 months ago, minimum, and that's crazy, really. But so I got all that on the cards. I really want to watch Yonir twice. For some reason, I got a huge hankering for that, so I'll watch that when I get back. But yeah, I'll definitely catch Spectre. Go on, I'll catch it in the cinema again because it's good. It's just
do it. Get stuck in.
You need that little break, don't you? And then
absolutely. Especially for us doing the podcast, we needed it. We needed some downtime. I think it's all the better for it, having a little bit of space. I tell you what I'm excited for when we return in the new year. I have actually had a real hankering to get stuck into For Your Eyes Only, because do you remember I told you that was a movie I watched 1,000 million times, which is actually 1 billion, when I was a kid, and I knew it inside and out. And because of that, for that very reason, I just didn't watch it for donkey's years. I've seen it like once, maybe 4 years ago or something crazy like that. It's been a long time since because I purposefully wanted to distance myself from it, purely because I loved it so much as a kid. So I'm really excited for the year of Sir Roger to continue next year and to get stuck into some For Your Eyes Only, because I know I'm going to be seeing that one with some really super fresh eyes, as I will be with the whole of the end of Roger's kind of period.
And quite nostalgic as well by the sounds of it, so that'll be quite nice. Might bring back memories of you as a 7-year-old on the sofa watching it for the 30th time that week or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So should we get cracking with this quiz then?
I think we should. And you know what, I just have to say, I actually listened to last year's quiz, about a week or two ago, just to make sure that it didn't come up with the same questions, because that obviously would be stupid. And it's probably something that we both would have done had we not listened to it. But also just to get a feel for it, and it was good fun. It really was good fun listening to it. So I hope this kind of matches up to that. And also, the standard of questions in terms of, some were relatively easy, others were pretty hardcore. I know I hit you with a few hardcore ones, and vice versa, really. And I know we've mixed up a bit this year, so there's one or two new little areas which we're hoping the audience will enjoy, which I'm sure they will. But in terms of the questions themselves, I think there's still, from the ones I've come up with, there are some, pretty hard ones in there, but equally, there are some easier ones, but I've also thrown in a few bonus points here and there. So just to potentially get ready, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do with this year's Boxing Day Bonanza quiz is we're going to do basically, Chris has got 50 questions and I've got 50 questions. So we're going to start off with 50 questions about the Bond films. So we get 2 questions for each of the films, Dr. No all the way through to Spectre, including Never Say Never Again as well. Then after that, we've got a little section on Fleming and the books. We've got a section on Bond general knowledge. We've got a section on Guess the Quotes. And to finish up, we've got a new little thing, which is called What's the Next Line? So it's a bit like Guess the Quote. One of us is going to quote one of the films, but the answer is what comes next. Now, I'm particularly excited about this bit because I've got some doozies for you. That is going to be a brilliant. I can't wait for that. I really can't wait. I think this has to be a staple of the new podcast of 2016. What's the next line? I think that's going to be good. It's going to be good.
One of the rules is when you do the next line, when you answer the question, you have to perform it exactly as that person says it. So you've got to get the delivery as well.
Yeah. But does a person doing the initial line, are they in character as well? So you're both in character. Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Right. It might help the other person, but who cares? It's gonna be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. So then, the way we're going to do it, like we did last year, is we'll start off where I'll pose five questions to Chris. I'll pose 5 questions to Chris. That's actually difficult to say. And then basically Chris is going to write them down, so everybody at home join in as well. Then we'll flip the tables. Chris is going to ask his 5 questions to me. I'm going to write them down. And then we're going to go back and revisit those and actually answer them sort of all together, in a sense. So as we go through the first kind of run, it'll be just writing down on the paper. And then when we go back through those kind of set of 10 questions, that's when we'll kind of go through the answers. So we mark as we go, so to speak. So make sure you've got your pens and your papers at the ready. No cheating, no looking at anybody else if there's somebody else in the room doing the quiz as well, because that's not allowed. You'll get disqualified immediately if you get caught cheating.
We'll send over the JBR police to sort you out.
Indeed we will, yeah. So are we ready? Shall we begin?
Yes, exactly like 12 months ago. I'm really nervous, but yeah, no, let's go for it. It's going to be good fun.
All right, there's some potential shame involved because, like we did last time as well, based on your scores, there's going to be a character ranking as well, going from abysmal if you get like no questions right to the best if you get every question right. So yeah, we obviously want you to share your scores on the Facebooks and the Twitters and over in the comments section on jamesbondradio.com as well. So let us know how you did, and yeah, it should be good fun. So shall I kick things off?
I think you should. I think you definitely should.
All right.
Yeah, let's
okay,
go
good
for
stuff. So just to reiterate, I'm going to pose 5 questions to Chris. Then we switch places. He's going to pose 5 questions to me. And then once we've done that, we'll go back and recap the answers of those 10 questions. Okay, so here we go. Let's play the Ultimate James Bond Bonanza Bumper Boxing Day Quiz 2015.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Question number 1.
Yes.
Dr. No. In a deleted scene, Dr. No had a nasty end in mind for Honey Rider. When Bond finds her during their escape, what had Dr. No's goons done with her?
God, starting off with a toughie already.
Absolutely.
Okay. Deleted scenes. Hey, we're going there, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what I've done is I've got like a scale of questions. Some of them are really hard. Some of them are kind of more entry level. Just for those who maybe aren't people who have lives unlike you and I, and actually have sort of interests in day-to-day life other than James Bond. Cool. Question number 2 from Russia with Love. In From Russia with Love, Bond is sent to retrieve the Lecter decoding machine from Tatiana. In the book, however, it had a different name. What was it called? And I will need it spelled correctly, Chris. Just so you know.
You will you? Okay, thanks very much. I've got to get the word first, but yeah, thank you. Okay, right, that's a guess.
Good stuff.
Okay, right.
Question number 3, Goldfinger. What is the registration number of Goldfinger's Rolls Royce?
You bastard.
What is the registration number of Goldfinger's Rolls Royce?
Registration. Okay. Right.
Question number 4, Thunderball. During Bond's phone call to Moneypenny while he's at Shrublands, what does Bond threaten to do to her when he sees her next? That's during Bond's phone call to Moneypenny while he's at Shrublands, what does Bond threaten to do to her when he sees her next?
Okay.
Good stuff. And the final question from me for the first little section is You Only Live Twice based. Would you be able to name all of the gadgets on Little Nelly? Gadgets / weapons,
wow.
Basically.
Okay. That's yeah.
That's a tough one.
That is. Gadgets. Right, okay. Interesting. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Sears. Now, I know you're playing dirty, so that's good, because hopefully some of these are going to be dirty for you as well.
Oh,
just
like
a
dirty
martini. Yeah. blue cheese and olive martini. That's the sort of level that we're getting to.
Very
anyway,
nice.
Okay, so my first question of 2015 Bumper Bonanza Boxing Day JBR quiz.
Go on.
Dr. No. Okay, now this one we'll see what you think. Okay, my question is: can you, Mr. Tom Sears, name the 4 players playing bridge at the Queen's Club at the start of Dr. No? Now, I will accept if you can get 2 or 3 of them, you'll get a half mark. If you can get all 4, I'll give you a full mark.
We are talking about the film here, not the book, right?
Yes, the film. Yeah, the start of the film.
Okay, so say that question one more time.
Okay, so can you name at the start of Dr. No the film the 4 players playing bridge at the Queen's Club?
Like I mentioned, what I've done? I've got confused there, and I thought you meant the casino scene with Bond, but that's not what we're talking about, is it? Okay, all right, okay.
Okay.
All right. You started off on a tough one as well. All right. Cool.
I have. Okay. Question number 2 from Russia with Love. Lovely film.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me, please, what date did Bond steal the Lecter decoding machine? On what date did Bond steal the Lecter decoding machine? Okay.
I'm not going to do well, man, this year. I'm not feeling good about this. All right, cool.
I think one or two will come back to you. Okay, now this one is another bit of a doozy. I might have strung you along on some of these, but okay. Goldfinger, question 3. Can you name, Mr. Tom Sears, the 4 achieved miracles of human endeavour that Goldfinger mentions in his speech to the gangsters in Goldfinger?
Except crime. That's the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
Yes. So, like question 1, if you can get 2 or 3 of them, I'll give you a half mark. If you can get all 4, you get the full mark. Okay. These are the ones that you'll know. Honestly, you will know.
Okay. So,
and once you get one, it will trigger.
Let's hear that question one more time.
Okay. So, question 3 for Goldfinger is: Can you name the 4 achieved miracles of human endeavour that Goldfinger mentions in his speech to the gangsters, which ends in "except climb," like Tom said. Okay, so on to question 4. Thunderball! Now, my question 4 is: how did the British signal that they were going to meet Spectre's demands? So, question 4, Thunderball: how did the British signal that they were going to meet Spectre's demands? Okay. And finally, question 5, you only live twice. Question 5, Tom Sears: what is LOX? Question 5, what is LOX? And I'll tell you what, you get. There's 2 potential answers, and I'll give you a half mark each.
What if I get both?
Then you get the full mark. I'll tell you what, that can be the bonus mark. If you can get one, you'll get 1 mark. If you can get both, I'll give you the bonus mark for that round.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
there we are.
That's the end of round 1 then. So it's time to do our markings. So flipping back to me, my first question. Are you ready, Chris? Got your pens and pencils ready? My first question of the day was: in a deleted scene, Dr. No had a nasty end in mind for Honey Rider. When Bond finds her during their escape, what had Dr. No's goons done with her?
Now, I haven't seen the deleted scene for a long time, but I remember she was in a similar situation, as far as I remember. So in the film, she's chained. She's sort of locked up, chained up on this sort of slope, and the water's coming in, and we know it's going to drown. And it was something similar to that. And I remember it had to be changed because the original idea was to use giant crabs, I think, that were going to be like pinch her to death or something like that. I mean, something along those lines. What
Chris,
we're talking about.
You're absolutely right. They gave her crabs.
She probably already had it off Sean, but anyway, lovely.
He was a sailor, so there you go. Good stuff. Excellent work. Question number 2 was From Russia with Love. In From Russia with Love, Bond is sent to retrieve the Lecter decoding machine from Tatiana. In the book, however, it had a different name. What was it called? Right. Now, again, what was it called? Now, I know they had to change the name for a specific reason, because I believe it sounded very similar to a word which we're well aware of. But I think from the way that you phrased the question, it must be a different spelling. So I believe that the Lecter in the novel was called the Spectre decoding machine. Absolutely. But it's got to have a different spelling. So let me think. Spectre. So SPE. Yep. KTOR. Chris Wright, full marks. Well done. The Spectre, changed for obvious reasons, so not to confuse with the organisation of Spectre. Well done. 2 out of 2 so far, Chris. Well done. Question 3. What is the registration number of Goldfinger's Rolls Royce? I can tell you the DE5. That doesn't count, does it? Rolls Royce. No, it's got to be. It's got to be something obvious. If you don't get this one, you're going to kick yourself. I've got it. No, I've got it. It's 1
Oh, we saw it, didn't we? Of course we did. We saw it at freaking. Was it Bewley? It must have been. It was gold, isn't it? It's AU1.
Well done. 3 for 3. Absolutely right. It's AU1.
Well, short for Auric, I'm assuming, maybe.
Good stuff. I think it's a chemical symbol for gold, isn't it?
It is, yeah, AU. That's right, yeah.
That's me delving into science and stuff it's not my strong suit. So forgive me if I've buggered that up. Question number 4. During Bond's call to Moneypenny while he's at Shrublands, what does Bond threaten to do to her when he sees her next?
Right, now this one, I think it's something a bit naughty.
I like the way you looked right into my eyes when you said that.
Well, it's because of what happened, before you went away to the US and everything. So
absolutely,
rang a bell. I think he was threatening to put her across his knee.
Well done. That was exactly it. Next time I see you, I'll put you across my knee. Yes.
We didn't hear what else he was hoping to do, but I guess that's the imagination allowed to.
And for a bonus point, what's Moneypenny's response? What's her retort?
On yogurt, lemon juice.
That's it. I can hardly wait. Yes.
So,
good
right,
stuff.
let's picture that here. If you had Moneypenny across your knee, let's take. Let's go modern day, shall we? She'll go Eve Moneypenny across your knee. So we've got a bit of Naomi Harris across your knee. Would you like to have an ample lathering?
I'm going to go on the record to say, and I've said this before, Moneypenny in the films, don't really fancy her. I think she's nice, somebody I'd want to be friends with. Moneypenny in real life, when she's on that old red carpet, good God, I'm all over that, mate. So I would happily have a handful of Moneypenny right there and then. Yeah, absolutely.
So are you going to take a pot of yogurt and a Jif lemon squeezer next sort of Bond 25 premiere and go up to Naomi and go,
yes.
hey,
not sure it's going to go down very well, but I will I will definitely try that for sure. Good stuff.
You what it meant. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Question number 5. You only live twice. This is a difficult one. Name all of Little Nellie's gadgets/weapons. Now, I'm going to be tough on this one. You've got to get them all. There's no half marks this time.
Okay, let's run through them. So it's got forward-firing machine guns.
It does.
It's got air-to-air missiles.
It does.
Aerial mines.
It does.
It's got rocket launchers.
You kind of already covered that with the air-to-air missiles.
No, but it's got air-to-air missiles, but it's also got the rockets that fires as well, hasn't it?
Is that not the same thing?
No, the air-to-air missiles. There's 2 missiles, and then the rockets are like those cylindrical things with like the holes the other end, and they fire out sort of like half a dozen on either side, which take out.
Is that not the thing that fires the aerial mines?
No, because the aerial mines are from above. And they drop out, and there's little parachutes attached to the mines, isn't there? And there's loads of little parachutes.
All right, go on then. Carry on.
I think so, anyway. Sorry, so rocket launchers, machine guns, air-to-air missiles, aerial mines, flamethrower, definitely flamethrower. There's a flamethrower in there. He's got a radio. I don't know if that counts or not. And that's his helmet, really. That's not a radio. No, that doesn't really count because that's his helmet. It's not Little Nelly. What else is there? Is there anything else? How many more are there?
One
more. Okay, so wait a minute. So we've got machine guns, we've got air-to-air missiles, we've got rocket launchers, we've got flamethrowers, we've got aerial mines. Is there smoke? Smoke at the back? Smoke ejectors?
Absolutely right. That was the missing piece of the puzzle. Well done, Crispy Pants. I'm proud of you. That's good. I thought I was going to get you on that one.
Does he use that in the film?
I don't think he does, no.
No, that's sneaky. I like that.
That's why I thought I was going to get you. I thought I was close there because that was the last one that you came out with. But well done. Now, I'm really nervous now because you've got 5 for 5. And I know already that I'm not going to get anywhere close to that in my answers. So let's flip the script then. Let's hear your questions again and then the answers.
These are, let's put this forward. These are super monster questions. And also there's going to be leeway with bonus marks in terms of like, getting certain things.
Can we do it where I get lots of leeway and you don't get any leeway, and then there might be a chance of you winning?
I don't think you'll need it. Okay, it's just triggering the memory, isn't it? I think. Okay, so we'll go Doctor No. Okay, so it's not the casino scene with Bond and Sylvia Trench, but can you name the 4 players playing bridge at the Queen's Club at the start of Doctor No? Who? Okay, so what does it bring to mind?
Strangways immediately.
Brilliant, fantastic.
Now that is pretty much all I've got off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
No, you haven't. You've definitely got at least one more guy. You get one more. I'll tell you what, if you get 2, I'll give you a full mark. If you get more than 2, you get a bonus mark.
So Mary Trueblood's not there, though, is she?
No, but there's someone who talks about her who you definitely know. Cherchez la femme.
See, in my mind, I'm thinking of like Fleming characters that might have been in Jamaica. Am I on the right ballpark there?
I say this. That secretary of his is very nice indeed. Strangway's brilliant. There's the other 2 are very hard because they don't really come into it much later on. They are a little bit later on, but there's one guy who's sitting on that bridge 4 who is in the film a great deal later on.
Really? So I'm struggling with this. I would say, is it maybe like Professor Dent or something like that?
Yes!
Oh, nice.
Yes! Professor Dent. Good one,
cool.
man. Excellent stuff. So I'm going to give you a point for that. So you got a full mark. The other 2, for bonus marks for anyone who's listening, were Playdale Smith, who was also, he worked at Government House.
Now I know that. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other one was General Potter, who helped him with, when he went round Mary Trueblood's house and they're inspecting the blood and stuff like that. Yeah. No, sorry, that was the other guy. That was Duff. But General Potter was the ex-Indian Army guy who was at the Bridge 4.
So in a million years. But
that one is extremely tough. But you got the full mark anyway, so that's brilliant.
You. That's very kind.
Okay, now question 2 from Russia with Love. On what date does James Bond steal the Lecter decoding machine?
Now, we know from Honor Majesties that Bond is a little bit superstitious, isn't he? Around about a certain date of the 13th. But my mind fails me because I can't remember whether they comment that they're going to do it on the 13th and they change it, or whether he says, bollocks, I'm going to do it anyway. I can't remember which of those there is, so I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to say the 13th.
Yes! Come on! Superb, man. 2 full marks. So basically, they were initially thinking the 13th, and then I think Karen Bay says the 13th, and Bond says the 14th. And then when you see it happen, and Tatiana's like, but I thought it was meant to be the 14th. And then obviously the superstitious bit comes out, and then hell of a time to be superstitious, and then he gets it. Excellent stuff. See, you're flying.
I'm all right.
Okay, so question 3, Goldfinger. Now this is an extremely interesting one. Can you name the 4 achieved miracles of human endeavour that Goldfinger mentions in his speech to the gangsters?
This is a tough one because I know I will know these, but under the pressure of a quiz, I'm struggling a little bit. So
okay, I'll tell you what. If you get 1 or 2, I'll give you half a mark. If you get 3 or 4, I'll give you a full mark.
Is space travel one of them?
5 rocket to the moon. So I'll give you that. 5 rocket to the moon is one. Yeah.
Aviation?
No, not aviation. So the rest of them are all sort of, I guess, on the Earth type related.
Yeah,
but
do you know what? As soon as you tell me what these are, I'm gonna scream. But yeah,
you've got a half a mark already for sure. Any ideas for any more? I tell you what, if you picture Goldfinger, man has boom, 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 except climb. It's a tricky one.
Yeah, now go on. I'm going to stick with that.
Stick with that. Okay, so man has climbed Mount Everest, gone to the bottom of the ocean, fired rockets to the moon, split the atom, achieved miracles in every field of human endeavour, except climb.
There it is. So, good man. All right.
But to be honest, that is a super duper hard one, and you got the space rockets to the moon, so that's great. So you definitely get a half mark for that. Okay, so question 4 Thunderball. How did the British signal that they were going to meet Spectre's demand?
They made Big Ben ring 7 times at 6 p.m.
Yes, he did, and I'm so glad that he got the right hours and everything like that, because that's fantastic, superb, man, brilliant, full mark for that one. Okay, now this one, you get a half mark for each answer, I think.
Okay.
Because you seem quite confident about this.
So the question was?
Question 5. You only live twice. Tom Sears. What is locks?
Locks. I was going to ask to do my Tiger Tanaka impression, but it just didn't happen. Okay, I was just going to do it normally. So it would be liquid oxygen.
That's definitely one of them.
Or smoked salmon.
Yes, the American name for smoked salmon. Good man, full mark. Excellent stuff.
Cool. So I didn't do as badly as I thought I was going to do there. You did give me some leeway though, so I've got 4.5 marks, and you got 5.
Yeah, superb.
Cool.
Great round.
Not too bad. I'm still in play. Usually you kick my ass at this, but yeah, good stuff. All right, cool. Hope you're all doing well at home. Starting off the second round then with some On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Now, my first question of this round is Mr. Chris Wright.
Hey, go on.
And you've been kind to me, so I'll be kind to you this time as well.
This is going to be a shitter then. Right,
do you know how Santa gets around?
You fucker.
This is a sequel to my question of last year, which is, do you know how Christmas trees are grown? So what I need is all the ingredients that Santa needs to get around, essentially. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them.
What? Oh my god. Why did I not listen to this song since
Do you know how Santa gets around? He needs but most of all, he needs.
Right, I might get one of them.
Yeah, I know you'll get one of those.
I'll get one of them, maybe. That's about it. Okay, great. Majesties, I'm down. Right, okay,
right,
next.
Good stuff. You ready? We're ready for question number 2.
Yeah. Yes,
Diamonds are forever. Okay. My question to you is, Mr. Chris Wright, how many Blofelds are there in Diamonds Are Forever? That's how many Blofelds are there in Diamonds Are Forever?
That's interesting. Now, let me think.
That is a tough one, actually.
It is, because you can take various things from it, can't you? Okay, let's think. Okay, that's a toughie. Okay.
Right. I'm going to give the people at home a little bit of extra time, because I feel like you need to sort of rack your brain on that one a little bit and sort of think through some scenes, maybe. So that is, how many Blofelds are there in Diamonds Are Forever? All right, that's it. Time up on that one. Next question. Live and Let Die. When Rosie Carver finds the feathered top hat on Bond's hotel room bed, who does Bond say it probably belonged to? That's when Rosie Carver finds the feathered top hat on Bond's hotel bed. Who does Bond say it probably belonged to? And if you can do the answer in the correct voice and delivery, that would be good.
You don't ask for much, do you?
Good stuff. Next one's a bit of an easier one, if you're clued in. In The Man with the Golden Gun, in an early draft of the script, High Fat had a business partner who was later scrapped by the time they shot the movie. What was his name? That is, in an early draft of the script, High Fat had a business partner who was later scrapped from the script by the time they shot the movie. What was that character's name?
Okay.
And my final question of round 2 is The Spy Who Loved Me. Shane Rimmer, who plays the American submarine captain, also appeared in which other Bond films?
Films.
Maybe.
Damn. Okay. No, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
it sounded like there was an S at the end.
That is, Shane Rimmer, who plays the American submarine captain in The Spy Who Loved Me, also appeared in which other Bond films?
Right, there we are. That's a quite tough round, I think, that one. Okay, so time to switch it around, my friend. Switch it around. That's from me to you now. You to me. That's me to you. Me to you now. Okay, so the second section is, okay, we're going to start with a lovely, lovely film on your majesties. So question 1 of round 2 is, Mr. Tom Sears, and I think you're going to nail this. Which of Tracy's body parts does Bond compliment her on? Which 2 of Tracy's body parts does Bond compliment her on? Okay, so with this, you'll get a half mark for each, okay?
Oh, I see. Okay, right, yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 body parts that he mentions that he compliments on.
Okay.
Okay. Question 2, round 2.
Sorry, go on, Karen.
Diamonds are forever. Okay, now, what kid's story does Tiffany Case refer to when she and Bond are in the White House? I'll repeat that again. Question for Diamonds Are Forever. What kid's story does Tiffany Case refer to when she and Bond are in the White House? Now, that's quite a tricky one, I think, maybe.
It is a tricky one, actually. All right.
Okay, so question 3, which I know you're going to nail. What is the name of the crocodile that took the whole of Teehee's arm off?
Very nice. I do know that one.
Cool. Lovely. So that question again, what is the name of the crocodile that took the whole of Teehee's arm off? Okay. Question from Man with the Golden Gun. Now this one could be an interesting one. In the pre-title sequence, how many bullets does Francisco Scaramanga fire or shoot?
In the pre-title sequence.
So I'll say that again. So the pre-title sequence of The Man with the Golden Gun, how many bullets does Scaramanga shoot?
Interesting. All right.
And finally, to wrap up round 2, The Spy Who Loved Me. Now, this could be quite a tricky one. What are the 3 things taught to Triple X during her survival course in Siberia? Okay, now this is a bugger. So what I'm going to do is, if you get 1, you get a half mark. If you get 2, you get a full mark. If you get all 3, you get a bonus point, so you'll get 2 marks, okay? So that question again, The Spy Who Loved Me. What are the 3 things taught to Triple X on her survival course in Siberia? Okay,
interesting. All right, cool. I don't like it when you ask me questions because I don't know the answers half the time. All right, good stuff. That's round 2 in the bag then. So let's flip the script and do some answers. So going back to my questions, Mr. Chris, right now I'll be lenient on you because there's 7 items you've got to get here. Hopefully performed in song when you answer.
Do I get half mark for 1?
You will get half a mark if you get 3 of them, basically. Full mark if you get the rest.
Okay, so
my question of the day was, or of this film was, do you know how Santa gets around?
Do you know what? When we do 2016,
it'll be How a Christmas Card's Made.
I'm going to learn that song off by heart so badly. But okay. So, do I know how Santa gets around? Well, does he need reindeer?
He does. That's 1.
I mean, I'm jumping the gun here, but does he need love?
He does. That's 2. Most of all, that one.
Most of all, he definitely needs love. Fuck. Right, there are my covers. No, anything beyond that.
So if you get 1 more, you get your half mark. So that's.
Does he need snow? No, that's not 1. Snow, dust, no, magic, snow, dust, no.
Snow dust.
Okay, no, I don't know what that is. Magic dust, fairy dust. Okay, look, Santa needs reindeer, and does he a sleigh? Sled?
Nope.
Sleigh? No. Santa. Fucking hell!
With the exception of love, they all need 2. They all have 2 syllables in. If that helps.
Right. Okay.
He needs and reindeer. You got that one. And most of all, he needs love.
You bastard! I want to get 1 more. But I don't think I can.
You are so close to what you said just now.
Snow is close.
Snow.
Snowman, snowballs, snow.
Come on. Snowflakes. You got it. Good stuff.
Come on.
He needs snowflakes and reindeer. So you got the first line.
Do you want me to struggle? Or are you going to tell me? Am I going to struggle? I'm happy. I'll tell you what. I'm more than happy with a half mark for that.
All right. So let me perform it for you.
In the song.
Do you know how Santa gets around? He needs snowflakes and reindeer. You got those. Sunshine and raindrops, friendship and kindness, and most of all, he needs love. There it is.
So the other four were the same as last year.
Yeah, they were.
That was sneaky as fuck. That was so sneaky. That's why I didn't pick any of them, because they were the same as last year. I've gone crazy again.
He's thrown it all over the room. So there we go.
It's gone mental.
Good stuff.
It's gone crazy.
But you get half marks there, so that's all right.
I'm more than happy with a half mark for that. So that's good. So what was the next one? Sorry, I will get back in the room.
So the next question for Diamonds Are Forever is: how many Blofelds are there in Diamonds Are Forever?
Okay, so I would say. Sorry, let me sort out my camera here. Apologies, people.
Chris got so excited for the listeners at home that he just threw his. You're actually doing it on your phone this week with Sky Piney. Threw his phone across the room in outrage. That
I tell you what. Okay, so this is how many Blofelds are in Diamonds Are Forever.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say I will sort this out properly. Okay, that's kind of all right. A little bit. Okay. Sorry, listeners. Okay, so Diamonds Are Forever. I'd say obviously we see one at the start. Now I'm not going to include the one that ends up making mud pies, like the initial one, because where he hasn't got the Blofeld face on, but the other one in the pre-titles, which he does make mud pies with, I will. So I'll definitely count him. I know one gets shot with the mountaineering gun, with a piton gun, so that's 2. And obviously there's the main one, so that's 3. I don't know if I can think of any others. Wait a minute, let me have a quick think. Okay, so you got that. Obviously the guy with the piton gun. And then after that, I think it's a main dude who dresses up and does all that shadazzle. So I'm going to go with 3.
Okay, the answer is there's only one Blofeld. The rest are just doubles.
I fell for that. That was a great question. Oh my goodness me, that was a brilliant question. That's it. Oh man. Brilliant.
Sorry, I feel bad for asking that question now.
But it was a good question, right?
But that's talking about the doubles, you're absolutely right. There's one you could count is the guy that's like in their pre-titles who's like about to have the operation done or whatever. But yeah, there's kind of 3 completed Blofelds, I suppose, including the real one.
But I'm going to give myself no marks for that because that's lame. What was Live and Let Die one?
Next up, we have when Rosie Carver finds the feather top hat on Bond's hotel room bed. Who does Bond say it probably belonged to?
I think he says it belongs to a small-headed man of limited means who lost a fight with a chicken.
Very good. Absolutely. 100% marks on that one. A small-headed man with limited means who lost a fight with a chicken. There it is.
Good stuff.
Excellent
I couldn't do it as good as
you. Next up, the man with the golden gun question. In an early draft of the script, Hi-Fat had a business partner who was later scrapped by the time they shot the movie. What was that business partner's name?
Okay, now it sounds like another name that could have potentially been used for a certain other character in that film, maybe. But I think it was Low Fat.
It was High Fat and Low Fat. Good stuff.
See, I think that would have been quite cool. I would have quite liked
for
that.
the Roger years, man. That would have been cool. Yeah. But there we go. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So moving on to my final question of round 2, The Spy Who Loved Me. Shane Rimmer, who plays the American submarine captain, also appeared in which other Bond films?
Are you allowed to tell me how many or not?
2.
No. Which 2 other Bond films?
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Spy. I think it was in. He was in You Only. I'm sure he was in. He was one of the guys in You Only Live Twice, like the. I'm sure he was in You Only Live Twice.
He was
the space dude.
Well done.
Now what was the other one?
The control room operator.
Yes, in the space.
Or Space Dude, one of the Space Dudes. If you
Or
want
Space Dudes, yeah. I'm sure that's what the credit is, Space Dude. And then the other one, I think he was in Diamonds Are Forever.
He was. Do you remember who he was in Diamonds Are Forever?
I think he might have been your namesake in Diamonds Are Forever.
He was indeed. He was Security Chief Tom Shaw in Diamonds Are Forever. You'll see him in the Willard White scenes later on. Good stuff. So 100% marks there for you, Chris. So what's the running score for round 2?
So I got 3.5 for that one.
3.5. Okay, good stuff.
Okay, so flipping it round.
Lovely.
Round 2. Here we go. So, on Her Majesty's Secret Service, your favourite film of all time in the Bond series, Tom.
Yeah.
All time. So, half mark for each. Which of Tracy's body parts does James Bond compliment her on? I know you've definitely got at least one of them without doubt. Anyway,
is it her eyes and her earlobes?
Nailed it, son. Nailed it.
Very
Excellent
nice.
stuff. So he said her sharp eyes, very similar to Thunderball. The sharp eyes, obviously, that Domino says, and her earlobes, obviously. I think that's a great line. So full marks for that one. Nice one, Tommy, son. Nice one.
Good stuff.
Okay. So we are on to Diamonds Are Forever. Now, in Diamonds Are Forever, what kid story does Tiffany Case reference when they were in the White House? Her and Bond.
I'm going to come out with a complete guess on this one. Is it Peter Pan?
No. Good guess, though. It is a good guess. It is the Three Little Pigs. Because when Felix Leiter and the CIA guys are surrounding the hotel room, she says, well, that's different, or that's a twist or whatever. The wolf being guarded by the three little pigs.
That's true, yeah.
So that was a toughie, though. That was a toughie, that one. So if anyone got that, congrats, because that is a toughie. Now, I know you've nailed this one. Okay, so the Live and Let Die question. What is the name of the crocodile that took the whole of Teehee's arm off? Hey!
Well done, Albert.
Hey, excellent stuff. Good old Albert. And do you know why he was called that?
After Cubby, wasn't it?
That's good, man. Excellent stuff. Okay, so on to now this one is an interesting one. Man with a Golden Gun. Can you tell me, Mr. Tom Sears, in the pre-title sequence of The Man with the Golden Gun, how many bullets does Francisco Scaramanga shoot?
Do you know what I'm doing is I'm struggling to differentiate what happens in the pre-titles to later on when Bond's in there. I can see Rodney walking around and like shooting the dummies and stuff. So I know he shoots the one bullet that kills Rodney, basically. That's fair enough. And then he shoots off Bond's fingers. Does he shoot off the thumb as well? I'm not sure. So I think it might be another 4 bullets he shoots. So I'm going to go...
Are you going to give me a final answer?
I am. I'm going to go with 5 total shots.
5 total shots. Yeah. Now that is... So close! Oh! Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely give you a half mark. A, because he obviously shot the golden bullet.
Yeah.
So you definitely get that. But he also... And also, you obviously knew that he took Rodney's gun and shot some bullets out of that. He actually shot 5 bullets out of there. But you remembered the fingers, so he shot those. So he actually shot 6 bullets in total. But now here's an interesting thing, okay? The way that he shoots the fingers, he starts off with the ring finger and shoots that.
Yeah.
Then the middle finger, shoots that.
Yeah.
Then the index finger and shoots that.
Yeah.
Then he shoots the little finger. So rather than shooting them in a line, he goes ring finger, middle finger, index finger, back to little finger. And I'm assuming he does that because shooting them in the line is too easy. Yeah. He's like the best assassin in the world. He's got to mix it up a bit, hasn't he? So he shoots little finger, but he then shoots a 5th bullet, which we don't see where it goes, but the shot is fired and the thumb is still in place. And then we zoom in on Bond. And do you know where I think that last bullet went?
I don't want to ask where.
I think it's gone downstairs. I think he shot Bond in the groin.
In the gentleman's region.
In the gentleman's region. I think that's pretty much where the 5th bullet went. So it's quite a cool little thing. But I'll definitely give you a half mark because you got you were pretty much there, and you got everything else.
Cool.
So yeah,
thank you very much.
Okay, so on to the final question of this round: The Spy Who Loved Me. Now, what are the 3 things that Triple X, God love her, learns in her survival course in Siberia? Now, okay, what I'll do is I'll give you half a mark for 1, I'll give you a full mark for 2, and I'll give you a bonus point if you get all 3. So we get 2 marks.
Shared bodily warmth.
Yes! That's 1, so that's definite half mark.
That is the only one I can really remember. Shared bodily warmth.
You will know another one, you'll kick yourself when you hear the other one. So that's the last one of the 3 that she mentions.
Her survival course in Siberia. Surviving the cold? I suppose that's
really,
shared bodily warmth.
Yeah, that's the one, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. Tell me.
Okay, so the first one she says is positive mental attitude.
Yeah. Sorry, it really pains me when I know I knew them. Sorry, go on, carry on.
So you just use words you can picture it, can't you?
Yeah.
And the second one, which is the harder of the 3 to get, is food is also very important.
Of course it is.
So positive mental attitude, food is very important, and obviously
I'm so disappointed in myself.
No, but that is a tricky one.
All right.
Tricky one.
So that means
shared bodily warmth is a cracker for that. So
what did I get? I got a half mark. So that means I got 3 out of 5 for that one.
So you got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 out of 5.
All right.
That was toughy though.
That was
tough. We're talking tough stuff.
All right. So next up, round 3. It's time for some Moonraker. So, Chris, question number 1.
Yes.
How many Moonraker shuttles were there?
How many Moonraker shuttles?
That is, how many Moonraker shuttles were there?
Okay.
Question number 2. Where do we see Michael G. Wilson's cameo in For Your Eyes Only? That's where do we see Michael G. Wilson's cameo in For Your Eyes Only?
That's yeah, sneaky, aren't you?
Number 3, Octopussy.
Right.
You should get this one. How many rupees does Bond win from Kamal Khan after he scores his double sixes? That's how many rupees does Bond win from Kamal Khan after he scores his double sixes?
I hate the fact that we haven't seen these films for like so long. Yeah, I intend to, Kamal Khan.
It's one of my favourite scenes, that double sixes business. Oh, he doesn't even look at the dice, Chris. He's so cool. He doesn't even look. He just knows.
Cool. He does. No, he just knows. He's that cool.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Next up, it's going to be a testament how many people get this one right, because it's Never Say Never Again time.
Okay.
What is the name of Largo's video game? He designed it himself.
He did he?
He's
a talented man.
Of Largo's video game?
Okay.
I hear it's quite shocking, that game. Question number 5. Question number 5. A View to a Kill. What type of ammo does Stacey Sutton use in her shotgun? That's what type of ammo does Stacey Sutton use in her shotgun?
Okay. That's another one. I think this. Well, so far this this quiz seems to be a bit stepping up from last year. Maybe I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so on to round 3 for me, and the first question of Moonraker. Now, this one is an interesting one, I guess. Okay, so what is Drax's reaction to seeing Bond, M, and Frederick Grey arrive in his study wearing gas masks? So the Moonraker question is, what is Drax's reaction to seeing Bond, M, and Frederick Grey arriving in his study wearing gas masks?
What do you mean by what's his reaction? Like, what does he
say? Basically, you don't. what does he say? But you don't have to get it verbatim. If you can get it around pretty much what he says, then you'll get the mark.
Okay.
It's a bit of it's not 100% specific, that one, but
right.
yeah. Okay, so Moonraker one. So for your eyes only, question 2, round 3. What is the name of the mission that James Bond is sent on? For your eyes only, question 2, round 3. What is the name of the mission that James Bond is sent on?
No, I know that. I know that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
On to question 3, round 3. You're going to love this one. Octopussy, what does Miss Magda collect? Question 3, round 3, Octopussy, what does Miss Magda collect? You might get a hint when we get round to it again.
All right.
Just to give you a hint. Question 4, never say never again. Who came up with the title for the film Never Say Never Again? Question 4, round 3, never say never again. Who came up with the title of the film Never Say Never Again? Okay. Question 5, A View to a Kill. Now, this one is interesting. There's 2 potential answers which I'd accept a mark for either one, and if you can get the country, I'll give you a half mark. Okay. A View to a Kill. Question is, where was Max Zorin born? Last question, round 3. A View to a Kill. Where was Max Zorin born?
Okay.
There we are. End of round 3.
All right, coolio. So, flipping it over, let's get some answers to my questions then. So, going back to Moonraker, question 1. How many Moonraker shuttles were there?
Now, this is interesting because you could potentially be tricking me with this, because there are 6 Moonraker shuttles which are named Moonraker 1 to 6, but early on in the film, there's a mention that Drax mentions that one of his shuttles developed a fault. Now, obviously, he couldn't use it, but that is still a Moonraker shuttle, even though it's not in one of the 6 that blasts off. So, I would say there are 7.
Well, there's some good detective work from you there. But I'm going to give it to you. I wasn't being sneaky that time. So right. The answer I was looking for was 6, but you got that. So that's fine. You just thought I was being sneaky again. So the answer to that question is 6 with a possible 7 if you want to be super detective.
If you want to be super detective.
So okay, 4 point for you there, Chris. Next up, For Your Eyes Only. Where do we see Michael G. Wilson's cameo in For Your Eyes Only?
This is, yeah. Yeah. Some of them are like just that's a Roger sound, isn't it? I think some of them come in straight away. I think he was in, he's got to be in, I think he was in, was he, something's telling me he was a priest. I know obviously Q was a priest, but I'm sure Michael G. Wilson was also a priest, but I don't think he says anything. So I'm going to go with priest.
Okay. I'm going to give you the full mark for that. So basically his cameo was a Greek priest at the village wedding in Corfu. So it's very much sort of background styly, as it always is, really. But yeah, you got priest, so we'll have that one. Next up, Octopussy. How many rupees does Bond win from Kamal Khan after he scores his double sixes? Double sixes. Fancy
that? Fancy that? Checked it out to cash. I prefer cash. My surety. You know, I can remember everything apart from that.
Spend it quickly, Mr. Bond.
I intend to. Kamal Khan. Right, now come on, let's stop that. Double. Of course, you can only win with a double six. Sorry, right, let's get on to it. Okay, I'm going to say 200,000 rupees.
Was that a guess?
It was there. Something was there, but I don't know if it's real.
Full marks. I'm impressed, man. I thought I was going to get you with that one. Yeah.
That's
200,000 rupees. Good stuff.
Yeah, he spends it quickly as well.
He certainly does. Rupee. Next up, Never Say Never Again. What is the name of Largo's video game?
Now, I think it was this one. I think was domination. Domination.
Domination? Yes, it's domination. Well done. Absolutely.
Now,
right.
do you think that was named after Domino?
Maybe it was. Yeah.
Maybe.
Domination. But there we go. Okay, so final question for me for this round. A View to a Kill. What kind of ammo does Stacey Sutton use in her shotgun?
I don't know why, but it's not bullets, as far as I remember. What's this loaded with? What's this loaded with?
I think you're going to get it. You must have it.
What's this loaded with? Rock salt.
Well done. Good stuff. Rock salt indeed.
Why would someone load their gun with rock salt? I suppose
as a deterrent, you don't want it on your conscience that you've actually shot and killed someone, Yeah,
I think that's probably right. Okay, cool. Nice one. So that's round 4, is it?
3.
Round 3. Okay, so round 3. Flipping it round, Tom. So, Moonraker question. Now, as I said, it doesn't have to be verbatim, word for word, but what is Drax's reaction to seeing Bond, M, and Frederick Ray enter his study wearing gas masks?
I imagine he's quite surprised.
He is surprised. No. He is surprised. So I'm definitely going to give you a half mark for that. Can you? Is there anything else that springs to mind? Something about because they're British and he's obviously not.
He doesn't get
British.
their sense of humour.
Yeah, Boomtown. There you go. You get your full mark. For
nice.
That. Superb.
Cool.
That's what I was looking for. The sense of humour. So you definitely get that. Okay, brilliant. So question 2, For Your Eyes Only. Now, what is the name of the mission that James Bond is sent on in For Your Eyes Only?
It's gone. I know this, and as soon as you tell me, I'm going to go, but I can't.
Said it started with Operation something. Would that help?
All I can think of is Operation Bedlam, which I know isn't this film, but it's gone. I can't. It's gone.
It's Operation Undertow.
Undertow. Right. Sorry.
That is a tricky one.
Yeah.
Operation Undertow. Okay. Okay. Now this one, I will give you a hint if you need it. Question 3, round 3. Octopussy. What does Miss Magda collect?
Fabergé
eggs. Do you want a hint?
Yeah, I do.
I would absolutely love to be a part of it. Like in real life and in the film. Basically, she collects something, and I wish that I was in it.
Lovers,
basically. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Think about when Magda and Bond are sitting down having a meal. You haven't seen Octopussy.
It's so long since I've seen Octopussy.
I'm going to give you a half mark for Lovers because it's pretty much there. What she collects is memories. So she has a camera person take a photo of her and Bond, and he says, "What's that for?" She's like, "Memories. I have a scrapbook of lovers, basically." So she takes what she sleeps with for a scrapbook, and I'm like, I want to be in that scrapbook.
Christina, if you're listening, I would definitely like to be in that scrapbook at some point.
Pay 200,000 rupees to be in that scrapbook.
I don't know what the exchange rate is these days, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Cool. So I got half a mark for that one. Nice.
Yeah, you definitely got half for that one. Okay, so Never Say Never Again. Who came up with the title of the film Never Say Never Again?
That would be Mrs. Connery.
Excellent. Would you know her first name at all? It doesn't matter to you.
Would that have been Diane Cilento at that point, or was that a different one?
No, it's the one who he's still married to today, actually. Michelin. Yeah, if that's how you want to pronounce it.
Sure,
but yeah,
nice.
But you still get the full mark. That's excellent stuff.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so final question of this round. Now, well, I'll see what you come up with, but the potential for marks. Where was Max Zorin born?
Now, there are two, I can't remember from the film, but there are two very logical answers that I could possibly give for this.
Okay.
One of which would be Germany.
you'll get a half mark straight away for that because that is the country. So you've got half mark for that.
That is the country.
Yeah, if you can get either the town in that country or the alternative potential place he might have been born, I'll give you a full mark.
The alternative place he might have been, I suppose, would that have been like... so I'm thinking Cold War, Berlin, the Wall. Am I on the right tracks with that? Or?
It's a bit before that. So if you think about Zorin's backstory, something comes up in the film about his backstory, and it relates to before the Cold War. In fact, the one preceding it, which was a pretty big one.
Yeah. Was it like a concentration camp or something like
that?
Yes!
Concentration camp, boom! So him and Mayday, you remember when they said that there's a whole backstory, and for you, because you haven't seen it, that's so good. So you remember there was a backstory about how Dr. Karl Mortner sort of injected pregnant women in the concentration camps with steroids to try and make them come out with extra intelligence, but the side effect was they were also psychotics. And then they were like, well, could Zorin be one of the psycho kids? And Bond is like, well, he's definitely the right age and he's certainly psychotic sort of thing. I'm giving you definitely a full mark for that.
Thank you very much. Good stuff.
So, excellent. You got 1, 2, 3, 3.5. That one's solid.
I'm not doing too bad. All right, cool stuff. Excellent. So, next up, round 4. It's Timmy time. Living Daylights. Question number 1. How does Pushkin alert his bodyguard that Bond is in his hotel room? Now, that's very shortly after we get a glimpse of Bond girl boobage. Okay? That's how I like to reference the parts of the film. You get a little bit of boob, and it happens just after that. So if you weren't sure what scene I was talking about, I'm sure you know which one it is now. So that's how does Pushkin alert his bodyguard that Bond is in his hotel room? Question number 2, License to Kill. When Bond and Bouvier see Hella impaled on the forklift truck, what humorous quip does Bond lay on us? That's when Bond and Bouvier see Hella impaled on the forklift truck, what humorous quip does he lay on us? Question number 3, GoldenEye. What nickname... I'm going to do that for all of the films now. What nickname does M catch Tanner calling her during the Seven-Eye briefing scene? That is, what nickname does M catch Tanner calling her during the Seven-Eye briefing scene? Question number 4. Tomorrow never dies. What is the name of the Admiral, as played by Jeffrey Palmer, who orders the missile to be launched during the pre-title sequence? That is, what is the name of the Admiral, as played by Jeffrey Palmer, who orders the missile to be launched during the pre-title sequence? And then final question for me this round is, the world is not enough. How many beverage cup holders does Bond's new BMW have?
That's you bastard.
That is, how many beverage cup holders does Bond's new BMW have?
Oh, man. Okay, good stuff. That's a toughie. Okay, so my questions for round number 4. Starting with Timmy D, the Living Daylights. Okay, so what is the call sign of the security man at the Bladen safe house who ends up battling Necros in the kitchen?
I got that one.
So what is the call sign of the security man at the Bladen safe house who ends up battling Necros in the kitchen? Okay, you sound pretty confident about
confident that. With that one. I can hear him saying that over his little walkie-talkie. Yeah.
Okay, excellent stuff. So question 2, what is contained in Sanchez's 4 tanker trucks? So what is contained in the 4 tanker trucks at the end of License to Kill? Okay. So question again, what is contained in the 4 tanker trucks that Sanchez has at the end of the film? Okay, so on to GoldenEye. Now this one I know you know because you love GoldenEye.
I do.
Who does General Oromov say is responsible for the attack on Severnaya? So the question for GoldenEye is, I know you love it, who does General Oromov say is responsible for the attack on Severnaya?
Do you know what's funny is, like, there are films that I just played to death over the years. And GoldenEye, as I've often said, was like a turnkey moment for me in my fandom. And I watched that film so often that I don't think there's a line that I wouldn't know in that film.
I was going to say, I think you could probably play it off cue, line by line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent stuff. Okay, so Tomorrow Never Dies. Now this one, I don't know. It might be tricky. Who knows? So, can you name the 3 British warships seen in Tomorrow Never Dies in the order that they are portrayed on screen?
Well, that's a beast.
Now, with this one, I'll give you a half mark if you can get 2 of them, and I'll give you a full mark if you can get 3. So I'll say that question again. Tomorrow Never Dies. Can you name the 3 British warships seen in Tomorrow Never Dies in the correct order that they are portrayed? Okay. So I'll give you a clue. They all start with HMS. So that might help. And finally, The World Is Not Enough. Who was responsible for firing the bullet that became lodged in Renard's brain? So the final question for this round, The World Is Not Enough. Who fired the bullet that became lodged in Renard's brain?
All right, okay. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think I've done all right in that round, actually. I
think you have sound. Yeah, you sound pretty confident in that one. So
all right,
good.
Cool stuff. So back to the start then for my questions. Let's get them answered. Living Daylights. How does Pushkin alert his bodyguard that Bond is in his hotel room?
Now this one I remember because of the side boob that you mentioned. So that's good. And I believe when he goes, Bond kicks him or pushes him back onto the bed, and he presses the bezel on his watch. And then, and I think that's how he alerts his security guy.
That's it. There's a little panic button on his watch. He just casually presses it, and there we go. Sets off the little silent alarm. Good stuff.
Good device as well. Handy.
Question number 2: when Bond and Bouvier see Hella impaled on the forklift truck, what humorous quip does he lay on us?
Well, I don't know if this is right, and I don't think it is, and I don't know. All I can think of is he's forked off, but I know that's not right.
That is a missed opportunity right there. Yeah.
He's forked off. I mean, how good would that be? Yeah. I can't get that out of my head now. I thought of it, and I know it's not the one. He's forked off. Right. Okay. So right. Oh man, this is good. This is annoying now. All I can think of is forked off. So I can picture him coming through. No. I can't get out the other thing out of my head. So I think you might have to tell me this one.
You sure?
Well, let me just have a quick think.
Give you 5 more seconds.
I can't get the other. If the other thing is just in my head, it's just not moving. Sorry.
Looks like he came to a dead end.
Oh, dead end! Of course it is dead end. I think I prefer forked off. But
that is the better line, that's for sure. Number 3, GoldenEye. What nickname does M catch Tanner calling her during the 7-Eye briefing scene?
Now, that's a good one. That is a good one. I think this one is Too Bad, the Evil Queen of Numbers.
That's it. Wouldn't let you play. Absolutely. The Evil Queen of Numbers. Good stuff there, Chris. Well done. Question number 4, Tomorrow Never Dies. What is the name of the Admiral as played by Jeffrey Palmer who orders the missile to be launched during the pre-title sequence?
Admiral. I must protest. Admiral Roebuck.
That's it.
Is it Admiral
Roebuck indeed. Well done. Good stuff. And then my final question of this round is, The World Is Not Enough. How many beverage cup holders does Bond's new BMW have?
That is amazing. That is amazing. I've got to play the scene in my head. All in all, rather stocked.
Fully loaded.
I think you'll say. Right. And right, so it's got that, and is it 6? 6 beverage? I'm going to go with 6.
You're going to go with 6? Are you sure? Final answer?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's 6 beverage cup holders. Well done. I thought I was going to catch you on that one.
I thought so. That was a lot of beverages as well, isn't it?
It certainly is.
For the fact that that car is a 2-seater, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got like 3 drinks each.
Yeah, that is pretty intense, isn't it, when you think about it?
That's quite a lot. Yeah, wicked. Okay, nice.
So what's your score on that round?
I got 4 on that one.
Very nice.
4 out of 5. Okay, so on to the Living Daylights question. Now I know you stonked home with a winning grin after I asked this one. But can you please tell me what is the call sign of the security man who battles Necros in the Bladen safe house?
Green Forter Base. Green Forter Base.
Yes, good
There it
man.
is.
And it also sounds quite Star Wars like, doesn't it? Green.
It does. It's like Red 5, isn't it?
Yeah, and they have the green squadrons and all different colours. But yeah, excellent stuff. Okay, so question 2. What is contained in the 4 tanker trucks at the end of License to Kill?
I don't know whether this isn't it like all the cocaine mixed in with the gasoline?
Yes. Okay, excellent stuff. I'll tell you what, so you get a full mark for that. If you can tell me the percentage, I'll give you a bonus mark.
10.
Oh, not too bad. 8% mixture it is. 18.
Cool.
But you get your full marks. That's brilliant.
Very nice.
Okay, so this one I know you've got as well. GoldenEye question. Who does General Ourumov say is responsible for the attack on Severnaya?
Siberian separatists.
Good man. Excellent stuff. Oh, you're doing excellent so far. Okay, now this one might be the tricky one. So, Tomorrow Never Dies. Can you please name the 3 British warships seen in the film and in the correct order that they are portrayed?
No.
If you can get 2 of the names, I'll give you a half mark.
I can't do even that. I know Devonshire, obviously. That's the only one I can think of.
HMS Devonshire. So the HMS Devonshire is the one in the middle, but there is one start and one at the end. Any ideas at all? You know Devonshire. I'll tell you what. The one at the end ends
is another shire.
No, it's not. No, it's not actually. I was going to say it could be, but it's not. It could be in terms of geographic location, but I don't think they actually call it that in the film. Okay, I'll go with it. So the first one is the HMS Chester. The one at the start of the pictures, HMS Devonshire, you knew, and the final one is HMS Bedford, which is one
I wouldn't have got those.
I tell you what, though, I'm still going to give you a half mark because you got Devonshire.
Well, I don't know whether I deserve a half mark, to be honest.
Yeah, no, because you still remembered that.
Are you sure? All right. Thanks, man. You're a kind.
So basically, anyone who's listening, if you get 1, you get a half mark. If you get 2, you get a full mark. If you get 3 in the correct order, you get a bonus mark.
Oh, cool.
So
potential finally, 2 points for anybody who gets that absolutely correct. Well done.
So finally, the word is not enough. I think you're pretty safe on this one as well. Who was responsible for firing the bullet that became lodged in Renard's brain?
009.
Yeah!
Nice.
Excellent. Down there, 4.5, man. Lovely.
4.5. Lovely stuff. Okay, cool. So, moving on to the final film questions round.
Indeed.
We are kicking off with my all-time favourite film, Die Another Day. Very excited to be discussing this one at long last. At what point in this film, I'm going to rephrase that because that's not what it says. At one point in this film, there is some recycled footage from another Bond film. What is that footage and what film is it from? That is, at one point in this film, there is some recycled footage from another Bond film. What is that footage and what film is it from?
Interesting. Okay, I think you got me there.
Next up, question 2, Casino Royale. While Bond is recuperating on Lake Como, Vesper tells him that if there were only 2 parts of him left, he'd still be more of a man than anyone she's ever met. Name those 2 things.
You know what? I might possibly have asked you this in last year's bumper quiz.
Oh, really? How funny.
Yeah.
So that is, while Bond is recuperating on Lake Como, Vesper tells him that if there are only 2 parts of him left, he'd still be more of a man than anyone she's ever met. Name those 2 things. So you got a shoe on that one. Next up, Quantum of Solace. When Bond and Camille return from their little jaunt out in the desert, the hotel receptionist hands Bond a note that has "Run" written on it. Who does the receptionist say left him the note? That is, when Bond and Camille return from their little jaunt out in the desert, the hotel receptionist hands Bond a note that has "Run" written on it. Who does the receptionist say left him the note? Okay. Next up, Skyfall. When Bond is playing the word association game with the psychologist, what is his response to the word woman? That is, when Bond is playing the word association game with the psychologist, what is his response to the word woman?
That's a good question.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And my final question of the movie round, Spectre. Can you name the 4 buttons in Bond's DB10? That is, can you name the 4 buttons in Bond's DB10?
Okay. Interesting. Here we go. So the last round of the films. Now, your favourite film, Die Another Day. I think you might get this one. So, Tom, can you please tell me what was the name of the underground station where Bond met M and Q? So the question for Die Another Day is, what was the name of the underground station where Bond met M and Q? Okay. Question 2, Casino Royale. Now, there is an opportunity for a bonus point in this round, in this particular question. Can you please tell me what was James Bond's winning hand to defeat Le Chiffre in Casino Royale in Montenegro?
Didn't I ask you that one last year? I'm sure I busted that question out for you before.
Did you? Well, if you can get the exact 100% answer of the exact cards, you get a bonus mark, so you get 2 points. If you can get the actual sort of name of what he produces, then you'll get 1 mark.
All right,
and if you don't get anything, you won't get any. Okay.
Very nice.
Quantum of Solace. Who was hired to kill Camille? So, Quantum of Solace question: who was hired to kill Camille?
Oh, I know that. That's a tip of the tongue.
Okay.
That's a tip of the tongue. All right, go on.
Skyfall. Question 4. Skyfall. There's someone that we could potentially ask about this if you wanted to phone a friend. How much money does James Bond exchange the gambling chip for at the Floating Dragon Casino in Macau? So how much does James Bond exchange the gambling chip for in the Floating Dragon Casino in Macau? Do you want to phone a friend?
I do. Give me Sid's number immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
And then finally, Spectre. I got a couple of questions, but I'll go with one. When do we first see the word Spectre in the film outside of the title scene?
When do we first see the word Spectre?
Yes, in the film outside of the title scene.
Huh.
Okay.
That is tough.
When do we first see the word Spectre in the film, not including the title scene? Okay, over to you, Tommy boy.
I don't remember ever seeing the word Spectre in that film. I only watched it last night.
Okay.
All right.
Over to you.
I've not done well on that round, that's for sure. Okay, then it's time for some answers. Question 1, Die Another Day.
I'm screwed.
At one point in this film, there is some recycled footage from another Bond film. What is that footage and what is it from? What film is it from?
I honestly don't know. I can't even think off the top of my head. I haven't even got a little inkling what it might be.
Really?
How is it shown? Am I allowed to ask that, or is that too much of a clue?
How is it shown? I don't know if I can.
Would that give it away? Yeah. No, that would give it away, wouldn't it? I'm thinking of the scene where he goes to see Q, sees all the old gadgets, the jetpack, the so and so. But I'm assuming I don't remember seeing any visual from that. I don't think it's in the title scene because it's him just getting a, scorpion stung and everything like that. Is there a video of something? Is the question what film?
The question is, there is some recycled footage in Die Another Day. What is that footage of, and what film is it from?
Fucking hell, so it's a double barrel. I'm totally screwed then. What is the footage of, and where is it from? I mean, it'd have to be a guess. Is it a Brosnan film? That's the only thing that I think, but I'm just trying to think, what would it be? I know, is it an obvious thing?
Not really. I mean, it's a very minor moment.
Okay. Fuck. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm just going to go... I don't know. I'm just going to go... GoldenEye.
I'm afraid not. The answer is there's a brief shot of a missile being fired from a frigate to destroy Icarus, which is recycled from Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's a new one on me.
You know me, mate. I'm up on my Die Another Day stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
You are.
Yeah.
I love the way that you pulled all over these people's eyes. They think you hate it. They actually think you despise this film.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen it? Like 40?
I proper love it. Yeah.
It's 450,000 or something. Frigate shot. That's a good bit of knowledge. That one.
Next up, Casino Royale. While Bond is recuperating on Lake Como, Vesper tells him that if there are only 2 parts of him left, he'd still be more of a man than she's ever met. Name those 2 things.
Oh, I think that. Well, I know that this is a question that I asked you last year, and I believe it was his smile and his little finger.
I'm afraid not. It's his cock and balls, Chris.
Oh!
Yes.
Got it wrong. All right.
Of course not. It was his smile and his little finger. Well done. Excellent work. Next question, Quantum of Solace. When Bond and Camille return from their little jaunt out in the desert, the hotel receptionist hands Bond a note that has "run" written on it. Who does the receptionist say left him the note?
I think you've got me on this one as well. Like, I'm thinking, like, does she say the girl left the note? Does she say his wife? Does she say his girlfriend? I'm really not 100% sure on this one.
Well, the receptionist is actually a dude, so.
I'm totally wrong then. I'm completely wrong. No, I mean, how sexist is that of me to assume that a receptionist?
You're terrible.
So
you're like an early 70s Roger Moore.
Or a late 70s even.
Or a late 70s.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we going? We are thinking, so he gives your wife, your girlfriend, the girl. No, not the girl. Your wife, your girlfriend. Your wife left this, your girlfriend. It's not going to be right. I'm just going to say his wife.
You're absolutely right. Well done.
Is it his wife?
His wife. His wife left in the note. Absolutely. Good stuff. Next up, Skyfall. When Bond is playing the word association game with the psychologist, what is his response to the word woman?
Is it something else which I think Miss Magda would be pretty good at? Or maybe not. No, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not bugger. Maybe it's not. The word that I had in mind then was dominatrix.
You are close.
Oh, okay. Dominate. So it's not dominatrix. So woman. So no. So it's provocateur, provocatrix.
That's it. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, provocatrix.
He says agent, provocateur.
Yeah, provocateur.
Woman. Provocatrix. Good stuff. I thought I was going to get you there because there were several I could have gone there, which, like, for example, M, everybody knows he says bitch. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that's probably the least likely one you're going to remember, so I'm going to go with that one. But you got it. Well done, man. I'm impressed with that. Good stuff.
It took me a couple of guesses, but thank you.
All right, and in my final question of the film round of the Great Big Bonanza Bumper Bond Boxing Day quiz is Spectre related. And the question is, name the 4 buttons in Bond's DB10.
Right, I'm going to go with backfire.
Yes.
Atmosphere.
Yes.
Exhaust.
Yes.
And finally, air.
Well done. Top marks. Now, the point system goes, if you get 2 out of 4, you get half a mark, basically. And if you get all 4, you get a full mark. So that's for the people at home. So there you go. Backfire, atmosphere, exhaust, and air. Okay, so let's flip it around. Let's get some answers for your questions.
Okay, so Die Another Day. Again, you're secretly your favourite film. What was the name of the underground station where Bond met up with M and Q?
No idea.
Do you want to hazard a guess or completely no go?
Waterloo.
It's a made up station.
No idea.
It is Vauxhall Cross.
Okay.
Vauxhall Cross. But yeah, I mean, Die Another Day. So
I didn't even really want to get that one right, to be honest.
No, I don't. Okay, so Casino Royale. Apologies if you did ask me this last time. I had forgotten. What is Bond's winning hand to beat Le Chiffre at Casino Royale. Now, if you can tell me what it is, great. If you can actually say all of the cards and in the order, then you get an extra bonus mark.
Can't do that. Is it? Can I just ask? Is it one word or 2 words? The answer you're looking for?
2 words.
Is it a royal flush?
Nearly. And you gave me another guess, so I'm giving you another guess. Very, 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 very close.
Is the word flush still in it?
Yes. In fact, a royal flush could be the same as what this is, but it's just because it's the best version.
Straight flush?
Of it. Yes.
Nice.
Good man.
I knew it was one of those. Do you know what? In my mind, I had, is it a straight or a royal flush? So I had it in there, just mumbled up a little bit. Cool stuff.
Straight flush is great. Do you have any idea whatsoever as to the actual 5 cards?
Don't have a clue.
That were used. So it was
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you can get a 1 card.
And 8, yeah. So it's the 4 through 8 of spades. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of spades, which is quite cool. Nice. So if anyone gets that, they get a bonus mark at home. So Quantum of Solace. Who was hired to kill Camille?
Edmund Slate.
Yes. So it wasn't there, and it's suddenly rang.
Do you know what's funny? That was a tip of the tonguer, and I was I can't think of it, and it literally just leapt into my brain a millisecond before I answered that question. I was lucky with that one. Cool.
That's good. Very good. It's not luck; it's experience, pal.
Okay. What can I say?
Okay. So Skyfall. Our good friend Mr. Sidman has been on the hot phone, on the red phone or whatever, on the hot phone. So how much money did Bond exchange the gambling chip for in the Floating Dragon Casino in Macau?
I'm guessing on this. Is it $500,000?
I'll give you a clue. It's in euros and it's more than that.
Is it €1 million? 2 million euros? 5 million euros? 3 million euros? 4 million euros.
4 million euros.
Damn it.
Amazing.
Yeah. I don't deserve anything for that abysmal performance, so I'm going to award myself nothing.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so finally then, Spectre. When do we first see the word Spectre in the film outside of the title scene?
I can't remember ever actually seeing it. So I'm going to hazard a guess and say, is it like on one, like Q's computer screen?
Go with your gut. Go with your instinct. Go with what you basically just said.
Is it on Q's computer screen?
Well, prior to that.
Is it on a computer screen at some point in the film?
Prior to that, as in what was the first thing that you just said?
Q.
Prior to that. Before you even mentioned Q, what's the first thing that you said? When I said to you, when do we first see the word Spectre in the film outside the title scene, you said...
I don't remember seeing it written.
I don't either. So that's. I think I'm going to give you a mark because that's exactly what I thought.
What?
But if anyone out there listening can remember seeing the word Spectre in the film, let us know and you get an extra bonus mark.
So is that a trick question?
Kind of, yeah, but I wanted to know because I couldn't remember, and if you remembered, I would have given you a bonus mark. But there, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't written down anywhere.
All right,
which seems kind of strange because it's not on Q's computer. Because you remember him saying to Bond, they don't know what the organisation is, and then Swan says Spectre, and then we don't see stuff until later on. So it might be later on in the film after that, but I couldn't remember it myself. So.
All right.
And the Spectre ring. Some of them have Spectre written on the inside of the ring, but I don't think the actual ones in the film did.
The ones you can buy on Amazon and stuff have that. But yeah, no, absolutely. I think that would probably be a step too far in terms of detection, wouldn't it?
Exactly. So as far as obviously, yeah. So as far as I'm aware, it isn't. But if anyone can sort of say otherwise, then obviously they get a bonus point. So there we go. But excellent stuff. You got 1, 2, 3 out of 5 for that one.
Very nice. Okay, then. So moving on to the next round, we've got 10 questions, all about Fleming and the books. So this is for the super purists. Look at him; he's got his JBR T-shirt on. He's obviously a purist. So yes, so what we've got here is some questions that could be about real life Fleming stuff, and some questions that are about the stories that Fleming wrote, the Bond stories. So, are you ready, Chris?
I am ready, just about.
Question number 1 of the Fleming round. What was Anne Fleming's maiden name? That is, what was Anne Fleming's maiden name? I can see your little brain ticking away there, Chris. What was it thinking? What was it? Question number 2. Name the 2 main villains in Diamonds Are Forever. The book, obviously.
That's incredibly close to a question I've got, but anyway, you'll see. Okay. Sorry, can you say that again?
Name the 2 main villains in Diamonds Are Forever. Okay. Question number 3. What year was Ian Fleming born? That is, what year was Ian Fleming born? What a wonderful year that was too. Question number 4. What was the name of the publisher who released the original Fleming Bond books? That is, what was the name of the publisher who released the original Fleming Bond books? And my final question of this round is, which Fleming story features Bond investigating the murder of a dispatch rider in France? That's which Fleming story features Bond investigating the murder of a dispatch rider in France? Okay.
I think you're going to nab me on quite a few of these ones. Yeah. So my sort of round on the books, I haven't actually got too many to do with Fleming himself. They're pretty much all the books, which might be good. Who knows? So okay. So my very first question is, how many James Bond novels did Ian Fleming write? And if you can get them in order, you get an extra bonus point as well. So these are James Bond novels. Yep.
So when you say that, are you including the short story collections?
Under the title of the short story. So not all of the individual ones, whatever the book they are included in. That
sort of the name of that group of stories, in a sense.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Yes. So not all the little ones, but how many novels? And if you can put them in order, you get an extra bonus point. Question 1. Okay, question 2. Which book opens with the following? It was one of those days when it seemed to James Bond that all life, as someone put it, was nothing but a heap of 6 to 4 against. So which book opens with, it was one of those days when it seemed to James Bond that all life, as someone put it, was nothing but a heap of 6 to 4 against.
Okay.
Question 3. How does Hugo Drax die in the novel Moonraker? How does Hugo Drax die in the novel Moonraker? Question 4, very similar to one of your questions. What is the name of the 2 thugs who set fire to the motel in The Spy Who Loved Me? So question 4, what is the name of the 2 thugs who set fire to the motel in The Spy Who Loved Me? Finally, question 5, what is Bond's alias when he goes to work for Francisco Scaramanga in obviously the novel The Man with the Golden Gun? What is Bond's alias when he goes to work for Francisco Scaramanga as his temporary personal assistant in The Man with the Golden Gun? Okay.
All right. Some tough ones there.
Yeah, sure.
All right, then. Let's do the answers then. So flipping back to my first question, which was, what was Anne Fleming's maiden name?
And I'm going to say, and I almost said something similar, but not right. I think it's Anne Rothermere.
Afraid not.
Now,
obviously, she was married to Lord Rothermere.
Yeah, I thought she was
Fleming comes along. That didn't last very long.
But that wasn't the maiden, was it?
It wasn't her maiden name. Her maiden name was Anne.
It's gone.
Charteris.
And Charteris, of course it was. I should have watched the Fleming TV thing again.
Well, there you go. Question number 2. Name the 2 main villains in Diamonds Are Forever.
Am I allowed to say the Spang brothers?
No. That gives you half a point. I need their first names as well, please.
Oh, bugger. Spang brothers. It's Ah, flip. I know. As soon as I hear one, I'd know the other, and I can't get the one. I don't think.
One's my dad's first name. Not that you know what that is, but
no, I don't think I know that one. Jethro.
no, close though. Right first letter.
Jake Spang, Jack Spang, Jack Spang, and Jack and Jill went up the hill. No, Jack and. I think I'll stick with half a mark. I can't remember the other one. Jack Spang and Jack and
Serafimo.
Oh, of course it is Jack and Serafimo. Silly Billy.
Number 3. What year was Fleming born?
So really, I should get this because we went to the centenary, didn't we? Now, was that in 2008 or 2009?
You tell me.
Now, I know Cubby Broccoli was born in 1909, and something tells me Fleming was the same year, but I thought we went to that thing in 2008.
Go with your gut feeling. Reach out with your feelings, Chris.
I'm going to say 1909.
It was 1908. I'm going to give you a half mark.
2008? Why did I go 1909? Oh, it's because
I'm going to give you a half mark for that.
Oh, that's a bit too kind.
Because you were there. How wonderful is that? He's born in 1908. Little does he know, 100 years down the line, fate would sit you and I together at the centenary event at the London Palladium. And if that hadn't even happened, James Bond Radio wouldn't even be a thing. Isn't that wonderful? 1908, that chain reaction of events started and ended up with this quiz right now. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
It is beautiful. I'm getting tearful.
Number 4. What was the name of the publisher who released the original Fleming Bond books?
Do you know what? I'm screwed on this as well because I'm thinking it's definitely not Gildrose. So who are the originals? Is it Pan?
Nope. It's a man's name.
Oh. Man's name. Shit, I'm going to know it.
Batman's quite fond of these.
What, Adam's apple? Let me think.
You're going to go mental then. Go on.
No, it's not Alfred, is it? No,
Superman's fond of them as well.
See? What? Capes. Oh, Jonathan Cape.
There you go. He's got it. Well done.
I think I should only get a half mark because you gave me loads of help on that one.
My final question is, which Fleming story features Bond investigating the murder of a dispatch rider in France?
From a View to a Kill.
Well done. Good stuff. Yeah. All right, let's flip it on.
I did rubbish in that round. I got, what did I do? I got 1, 2. I only got 2.5 on that one, I think. 2.5. Cool. Okay, so let's flip it round. So my first question was, how many James Bond novels did Ian Fleming write? And you'll get a bonus point if you can put them all in the right order.
14.
Yeah! So you got 1 mark for definite. Let's see if you can do them in
order. The
order.
order is going to be tough for me. I know the films easily, but the order is tough. So Casino Royale, Live and Let Die, Moonraker, Diamonds Are Forever.
Yes.
From Russia with Love?
Yes.
Dr. No?
Yes.
And this is where it gets tough for me.
I'll give you a little
Finger?
hint. Yes. Now we're going short story one.
That would be For Your Eyes Only.
Yes. Now back to bigger one.
Thunderball?
Yes.
So what's that? Am I up to what number am I up to now?
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was Thunderball. So 10.
10 was The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yes.
11 would be On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes. Come on, only 3 more.
So that's 11. So 12. 12 would be You Only Live Twice.
Yes, 2 more. Come on.
13 would be. Oh no, this is tough because I know. Remember the Golden Gun came out just after he died. I know what the 2 are, but I can't remember whether Octopussy came out posthumously or not. I think it did.
This rests on a bonus mark, Tom. No pressure. What is 13 and what is 14?
I'm going to go Octopussy Man with the Golden Gun.
No!
Oh, fuck!
Man with the Golden Gun and then Octopussy.
Do you know what? My gut told me it was the other way around, and I thought to myself, I don't even know why I did that. But yeah. I was close though.
Yeah, no, 2 right. That was impressive. That was very impressive. Well, you got the full mark anyway, but that was super impressive. Okay, so question 2. Which book opens with, "It was one of those days when it seemed to James Bond that all life, as someone put it, was nothing but a heap of 6 to 4 against"?
Goldfinger?
Thunderball, that one. Thunderball, that's a toughie. Okay. How does Hugo Drax die in the novel Moonraker?
Do you know what? I can't remember.
Any hazard a guess?
I can remember the bit where they crawl out sort of underneath the rocket. Remember the bit where they're on the bench? I can't remember how he actually dies though.
It's a tricky one, this one. How, if you had to hazard a guess, you know how we always talk about,
being hoist. He gets blown up by the rocket.
Well, I'm definitely going to give you the mark because that is exactly what happened.
Oh.
But do we know kind of why or how that happens?
Do you know what? That escapes me, I'm afraid.
I tell you what, I'm giving you the mark anyway. So basically what happens is it's due to be aimed at London.
Yeah.
And Bond resets a coordinate, so recoordinates a rocket. So it ends up going into the sea to explode harmlessly. But at the same time, Drax has borrowed like a Russian submarine.
Submarine. Yes.
And that's what he's getting away in, and then the rocket blows him up.
Which is funny because that's kind of like how The Spy Who Loved Me ends the film.
Yeah,
isn't it?
That's very very true. Very good. But you get the full mark.
All right, thank you. That's generous of you.
So, question 4: what is the name of the 2 thugs who set fire to the motel in the novel The Spy Who Loved Me?
I know one of them's Jaws. That's for sure. Who
what
Jaws would become. And his name was like Skrzynowski's.
No, he's called something else. Like, what's his nick? He's got a nickname.
Horror.
They've both got nicknames. Yes, Horror. Excellent. So that's what Jaws was called, Horror.
Yeah.
Any idea about the other guy?
Dave.
Close. No, not really. It's kind of like another word for like a punch almost.
Punch.
If you someone.
Hook.
It's a bit of an old skirt. It's a bit crappy. Any guesses?
Nah, go on.
No. Slugsy Morant. So it was Soul, Horror, Horowitz, and Slugsy Morant. But you definitely get the half mark for Horror. That's great. And then finally, what is Bond's alias when he goes to work for Francisco Pistols Scaramanga in the novel The Man with the Golden Gun?
No idea on that one.
No, I thought you might have known this one because I'm sure you said it before. His alias is Mark Hazard.
I do know that now you said it.
Because I'm sure I recall you mentioning that in the podcast, probably quite a long time ago. So Mark Hazard. But the funny thing is, like, I read Goldfinger reasonably recently, and in that he ends up working for Goldfinger. Him as his sort of secretary, and then Man with the Golden Gun, he ends up working for Scaramanga as his personal assistant. It seems quite strange, but yeah, there we go. So that was quite a tough one. So that round was tough for both of us.
It was, wasn't it? I got 2.5 points.
So you got 1, 2, 2.5, same as me. Yeah, we both got 2.5.
Righty ho. So next up, then we are doing the general knowledge round, which has 10 questions. So let's power through these. We're going to do 10 each, one after the other. Okay. So. Are you ready? General knowledge. It can be anything Bond related, this section. So be careful. Get your brains in gear. Get ready for it because you could be caught out. Here we go. Question 1. What is the first Bond film to feature a naughty word?
Okay.
Number 2. Which Bond film is the only Bond film to have been released in the same order as the book? For example, Dr. No was the first film, but it was the 6th book. So what is the only Bond film to have been released in the same order as the book was?
Well, that's a good one.
I hope that makes sense because that's a hard line to describe. Number 3. What drink does Q order for Bond at the Hoffler Clinic?
Okay.
That is, what drink does Q order for Bond at the Hoffler Clinic? Number 4. In You Only Live Twice, while disrobing Helga Brandt, Bond says, "The things I do for England." This was a line said in a previous Bond film, but later cut. What was that Bond film, and what was the scene? So that question again. In You Only Live Twice, while disrobing Helga Brandt, Bond says, "The things I do for England." And this was a line said in a previous film, but it was later cut from that film. What was that Bond film, and what was the scene it was cut from? Question 5. During the filming of Tomorrow Never Dies, Pierce suffered an injury that had the potential to seriously disrupt filming. What was that injury? That is, during the filming of Tomorrow Never Dies, Pierce suffered an injury that had the potential to seriously disrupt filming. What was that injury? Number 6. What was the name of the submarine Bond and Melina used to retrieve the ATAC in For Your Eyes Only? That is, what was the name of the submarine Bond and Melina used to retrieve the ATAC in For Your Eyes Only? Question number 7. When translated word for word, like a literal translation, which Bond film was titled On a Deadly Mission in Germany?
On a Deadly Mission in Germany was the title?
No, On a Deadly Mission
right.
in Germany.
Right.
So good old Ralph's going to know that one for sure.
Yeah.
And Wolfgang as well. Yeah. When translated word for word, a literal translation to English, which Bond film was known as On a Deadly Mission in Germany? Number 8. What is the name of Daniel Craig's trainer who got him super buff for Casino Royale? That is, what is
it David Sawitsky?
No, but he would definitely know the answer to this question because he won't. Yeah. What is the name of Daniel Craig's trainer who got him in super buff shape for Casino Royale? Yeah. Number 9. Name the actor who played Kronstein in From Russia with Love. That is number 9. Name the actor who played Kronstein in From Russia with Love. And my final general knowledge question is, which James Bond film features a tobacco-related health warning in the end credits? That is, which James Bond film features a tobacco-related health warning in the end credits?
Bloody hell. That's pretty tough. Okay, so with mine, basically, I was doing quite a lot of music. I was going to do a music round, so a lot of mine are sort of music Bond / general knowledge, but a lot of mine are pretty music related, which you might enjoy. Okay, so question 1. What is the name of the band in Dr. No seen performing Jump Up? Question 1. What is the name of the band in Dr. No seen performing Jump Up? And I want the full name of the band. Question 2. In which Bond films does he travel to more continents than any other?
What continents?
Yes. So in which Bond films does he travel to more continents than any other? And there were three Bond films where he travels more than any of the other Bond films. This is Bond the characters and not the actual where the films are set. In which films does Bond travel to more continents than any other? Okay, question 3. Complete the lyric. And love is a stranger who'll beckon you on. And like I always do, I sing it out of tune. So, and love is a stranger who'll beckon you on. Complete the lyric. Next question.
1 second. Can you name... I've got to write it out.
That's what I was like when you were calling them out. I was like, quick. Okay. Next question. Can you name the 3 actors who have portrayed the character of Le Chiffre? So, who are the 3 actors who have portrayed the character of Le Chiffre? If you can get 2, you'll get a half a mark. If you can get all 3, you'll get a full mark.
I do know these. I need more time.
Okay. Next question. Which lyric in the song All Time High is mentioned in the film Octopussy? So that question again. Which lyric in All Time High is mentioned in the film Octopussy? Okay. Next question. How many times has the gun barrel scene been shot? So how many times, so the actual part where Bond walks along and shoots the gun barrel, how many times has that been filmed? How many different gun barrels have been filmed? Okay. Next question. Which 5 Bond films did legendary lyricist Don Black work on? which 5 Bond films did legendary lyricist Don Black work on? And I'll give you a little hand with that one. Next question. In the Bond films, which Bond girls set out for revenge following the death of a sibling? So, in the films, which Bond girls set out for revenge following the death of a sibling?
You want the films or the character names?
So, the character Bond girls. So, in the films, which Bond girls set out for revenge following the death of a sibling? Question 9. What was the first Eon Bond song to be nominated for a Grammy Award? So, question 9. What was the first Bond song to be nominated for a Grammy Award?
Yeah.
You look pretty happy about that one.
Yeah.
Finally,
I nearly used that question myself.
Finally, what British band performed a cover of Diamonds Are Forever at Glastonbury in 2007?
Okay.
So, final question. What British band performed a cover of Diamonds Are Forever at Glastonbury in 2007? Okay, so there are my very music-heavy related general knowledge questions.
All right, cool. So, flipping it around, let's get some answers then. So, my first question of the general knowledge quickfire round was...
Yes.
What is the first Bond film to feature a naughty word?
I think it's Live and Let Die.
And where would that have happened in Live and Let Die, Chris?
Holy shit!
There you go. Same time next week, Mrs. Bell. Absolutely right. Full marks. Number 2. Which Bond film is the only Bond film to have released in the same order as the book? For example, Doctor No was the first film, but it was the 6th book. Which is the only Bond film to match the book number as the film number?
Can I cheat and look at my notes?
No.
Okay. I would say Spy Love Me.
Absolutely right. Good stuff.
Spy Love Me.
That previous question about the book orders did you well there, didn't it? Because we just sort of went through that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that, so that's
good stuff.
That's lucky.
Top marks. Number 3. What drink does Q order for Bond at the Hoffler Clinic?
Now, I think this is an enzyme prophylactic shake, an enzyme. I know it's not a prophylactic.
I was going to say, served up in a Johnny. There you go. I'll get your lips around that one.
Lovely. It's an enzyme something of a shake, isn't it? Is it an enzyme
There are 3 words that come before shake. If you can like at this point, I feel like you've got half a mark.
Is enzyme in the middle or the first one?
It's the 3rd of those 3 words.
Okay.
I just like to point out I'm drinking something similar to a prolitic.
You are.
I'm just giving you a clue to a shake of enzymes.
Is it digestive proleptic enzyme shake?
No, sort of.
I tell you what, I'll just take the half mark. Go on. What's the full thing?
It's a prolitic digestive enzyme shake.
Prolitic?
Yes.
Okay, digestive enzyme shake. Nice one.
So half mark you there. Number 4. In You Only Live Twice, whilst disrobing Helga Brandt, Bond says, "The things I do for England." This was a line said in a previous Bond film, but later cut. What was that Bond film, and what was the scene?
That was Thunderball with Bond to Fiona Volpe. Not too long after. Would you mind giving me something to put on?
Absolutely. Love that scene. Good stuff. Number 5. During the filming of Tomorrow Never Dies, Pierce suffered an injury that had the potential to seriously disrupt filming. What was that injury?
I remember in Die Another Day, he injured his knee when he was running, doing the hovercrafts. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Tomorrow Never Dies. No, did he injure his shoulder or maybe his knee again? And it was recurring injury. I'll go with knee again. Knee.
Sadly not. He got smacked in the face and he had a big old gash on his upper lip. Now,
really, yeah. Who did that to him?
If you see the scene where he's, I think it's just after the scene with Terry Hatcher when he finds her dead. Okay. Oh no! Wait, there's one point anyway along that sort of part of the film where he's driving along and he's talking on the phone and he holds the phone like that on his face and his hand moves just a little bit and you can actually see it. Like you can see that it's just like this gash on the sort of side of his upper lip. And he's holding the phone in such a way that you don't see it. Sorry, what was that?
Which part of the film? Is that when he's speaking to... Which part of the
I
film?
think it might be when he's on the way to the hotel to find Paris Carver's body. I think that's the part. It's that sort of part of the film anyway. But
Nice.
a stuntman's helmet smacked him in the face. And so he had a big old gash on his upper lip, which was absolutely the things he does for England. Number 6, what was the name of the submarine Bond and Melina used to retrieve the ATAC?
The Neptune.
Well done, good stuff. Number 7, when translated word for word, literally, which Bond film was titled On a Deadly Mission, comma, in Germany?
Live and Let Die?
No, it was For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only. Nice, tough one.
Number 8,
that was a good guess.
This is where all our German listeners phone up and go, no, it wasn't. Or something along those lines, because they can actually speak German. But there we go. Number 8, what is the name of Daniel Craig's trainer who got him in super buff shape for Casino Royale?
Any hints, any clues, any... Would I, like... Yeah, I don't know this one, I don't think. No, go for it. Just, what's his name?
Mr. Simon Waterson.
Bob. Simon
Waterson.
Simon Waterson. I don't know.
Number 9, name the actor who played Kronstein in From Russia with Love.
Vladek Shabal.
Very good. Vladek Shabal. Number 10, final one, is which James Bond film features a tobacco-related health warning in the end credits?
It's got to be a Pierce. And is it Die Another Day?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
No, it was actually License to Kill.
Oh, was it License to Kill? Oh, crap. I was thinking about the cigar thing.
Yeah.
But
that's an intelligent guess, though. You're on the right track there.
Yeah. But all right, that was a tough round. Good one. So what did I get for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 for that one. Okay, so on to yours. Okay, so what is the name of the band in Dr. No seen performing Jump Up?
That would be Byron Lee and the Dragonaires.
It would indeed. Excellent stuff. Now, can you tell me in which Bond films he travels to more continents than any other? Now, there are 3 that I'd accept here.
Moonraker.
Yes. Can you tell me what continents?
It's 007 back from the African job.
Brilliant.
Obviously, so he's in Africa. He's in Europe, I suppose you would call it. He goes to the States. He goes to South America.
Yes. And there you go.
Is that it?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's one. Yeah, that's 4. Now he's also in Quantum of Solace. He's in 4, so he's in Europe, North America, South America, and Asia. Diamonds Are Forever is a bit of a special case because in the pre-title sequence he's in Japan, so he's in Asia. Cairo, so he goes to Africa. Apparently, he's obviously in Europe and he's in North America. Now, apparently, the part where Blofeld Spa is, where Terrence Mountain is at the start, that is meant to be an unnamed country in Latin America. So that could potentially be South America, in which case it would be 5 continents, Diamonds would win. But it's a bit iffy, that, I think. Yeah. And you don't actually, it's because...
I like the answer where I got it right, so let's stick with that.
Yeah, okay, we'll stick with that then. Well done. We'll go with that one. That was quite a tricky one, so well done. Can you complete the lyric? And love is a stranger who'll beckon you on.
Don't think of the danger, for the stranger is gone.
There was one word that was wrong, but I'm still going to give it to you anyway.
Gone's wrong, isn't it?
No, that's right. Don't think of the danger. Take one letter away from what you said. Don't think of the danger.
Or the stranger is gone.
Yes, or the stranger. Okay. But I'm going to give you a full mark anyway.
Thanks, man.
That's great stuff. Name the 3 actors to have portrayed Le Chiffre. You'll get a half mark for 2 and a full mark for all 3.
Mads Mikkelsen. Was it Peter Lorre?
Lorre, yes. Excellent stuff. And what about the last?
And the other one is the dude whose name I should know because he's super famous. Orson Welles.
Yes! Excellent, man. Full marks. Excellent stuff. And do you know what years they are?
54, 67, 06.
You're a darling.
I'm fucking flying today, mate. Like that.
Excellent stuff. Okay, so which lyric in All Time High is mentioned in the film Octopussy?
I'm not sure about this, so I'm just going to go and guess and say, all I wanted was a sweet distraction for an hour or 2.
No, it's not. It's We Are Two of a Kind.
Of course it is. Bollocks. Yeah.
Tricky one, that one. How many times has the gun barrel scene been shot
11.
to date? Yeah! Love it, man. Excellent stuff. You're flying here. Which 5 Bond films did legendary lyricist Don Black work on? I'll give you, if you can get 3, I'll give you half a mark. If you can get all 5, I'll give you 5.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yes, you did. Brilliant. I'll give you a clue. 2 of them are Connery, 1 is Rog, and 2 of them are Pierce. So you got Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies, World Is Not Enough.
Yes. 1 more and you get a half mark for sure.
Diamonds Are Forever.
Yes, got the half mark right. 2 more to get. 1 Sean, 1 Rog.
1 Sean, 1 Rog. Was You Only Live Twice him?
Close.
Thunderball?
Yes. Thunderball. 1
Okay.
more.
And 1 Rog. I'm going to go with Man with the Golden Gun.
Yes, you're getting a full mark for that bad boy.
Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff. In the films, which Bond girls set out for revenge following the death of a sibling?
How many are there in total, can I ask?
3.
Tilly Masterson.
Yes. Again, I'll give you a half mark if you get 2, full mark if you get 3.
Death of a sibling. Now, Melina Havelock was their parents, wasn't it? So it wouldn't be her.
No.
Sorry,
one of them includes parents as well as a sibling.
Camille.
Yes. Excellent stuff. Okay, so you definitely got a half mark. Can you guess the other?
Death of a sibling, Camille.
Have to start a countdown.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to.
Go and have a guess. Quick guess. Anyone, quick guess.
Triple X.
Domino Duval.
Oh, of course. What a dickhead. Of course.
You get your half mark. You know the answer to this one as well. What was the first Eon Bond song to be nominated for a Grammy Award?
Live and Let Die.
And finally, what British band performed a cover of Diamonds Are Forever at Glastonbury 2007?
The Arctic Monkeys.
It was indeed. You fired through that round, man.
Well, then, nice. So what about
you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Superb stuff. That was really good. Lovely jubbly.
Cool stuff. Okay, so we're moving into the final 2 sections now. So we're in the Guess the Quote round, which is always very popular. So get your ears ready, Chris, because I've got 5 quotes coming your way.
I cannot wait.
Quote number 1.
Let's go for it. That's a bit. Are we allowed to hear that?
Yeah,
again,
I'll
please?
do 2 performances of each.
Okay. Okay. Lovely.
Question number 2.
Right.
Press that button there and out she comes. Press that button there and out she comes.
Okay.
Number 3.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Again, that's I'm over here. Number 4. Forgive my curiosity, but what is that? But you can't see that one, is it? And one more time for that one. Forgive my curiosity, but what is that? And then the last one. Come on!
It's like from a football game.
Last time for the final quote from me.
Come
on!
Okay. Okay. Okay, I think you got me on some of those. Anyway, okay, so my quotes. First quote is, dinner, 8 o'clock. Okay, so I'll do that again. My first quote is dinner, 8 o'clock. Okay, so that's quote number 1. Quote number 2, I think you might kind of enjoy. Oye, ocha kocha, ocha kocha, ocha, in the shit gay, in the shit gay. Okay, do you want me to do that one again?
Yes, please. Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay. Oya, ocha kocha, ocha kocha, ocha. In the shit gay. In the shit gay. Okay. Next quote is I just hope that little stud of yours didn't scare him off. Okay. Quote number 3. I just hope that little stunt of yours hadn't scared him off. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Quote number 4. You know nothing about it. Quote number 4. You know nothing about it. Okay, that's quite a tricky one. And finally, quote number 5. For there in squaw. Quote number 5. For there in squaw. Okay.
That last one's got me, and I know it. I know that one.
Yeah.
What is it? All right. Okay. All right. Then let's flip it over, and
Okay.
I'll perform my quotes for you one more time, and then let's hear your answer. Quote number 1.
Is that Dr. Carl Morton in A View to a Kill?
It is. Well done. And what's happening when he says that?
Zorin slips off the the Golden Gate Bridge and falls down.
He does.
And I love that. So good. Wicked. Okay. That's good.
Quote number 2. Press that button there, and out she comes.
Is that Q in From Russia with Love with the briefcase?
Exactly right. Well done. Good stuff. Number 3. I'm over here.
But of course you are.
And what film would that be? That's not that round yet, Chris. That's not the game.
Oh no, it's not. It's not the game, is it? This is. I'd say that would be. I think that is Moneypenny to Bond in Octopussy.
I'm going to give you half mark there because it is Moneypenny to Bond, but it happens
Is it
in
if your eyes only?
Yeah.
I can get those two mixed up. I hate that.
No worries.
Oh, okay. Half mark. Bad.
Number 4. Forgive my curiosity, but what is that?
That's got to be Octopussy with Bond to Magda. That's my. Oh, we're not allowed to say that, are we? Is that right?
It is right. He's in bed
Right.
with Magda, Lucky Bond, and he notices her little tattoo, and he goes, "Forgive my curiosity, but what is that?" And she says,
That's my little Octopussy.
"She does indeed." Okay.
Right.
Get away. Love me some Christina. Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, and my final quote is, "Come on!"
No. I can think of potentially the film, and if it is this film, it could be either one or two people, and I really don't know. I think it's the pre-titles of License to Kill when there's a helicopter, and they're trying. And Sanchez has gone up, and I can't think if it's Bond calling it to Felix and the others, or Felix calling it to his DEA mates and Bond. I think it was Bond. I think I can picture Timmy D. So I could be completely wrong, but I think, is this Bond in the pre-titles of License to Kill?
Do you know what? I'm going to give you half a mark for that because you got the right film, you got the right person.
Is it Felix?
And I imagine that the delivery is probably more or less identical, but it just wasn't the one I was thinking of, I'm afraid.
Ah.
So it is Bond in License to Kill, but it's at the end when they see Hella on the forklift truck.
Oh yeah.
Just after that, And Bond goes, "That's the last you'll see of Hella and your stingers. Come on!" And then he runs off.
Your delivery was exactly the same as what he says early on. That's fantastic.
Very nice, cool stuff.
Nice
so
one.
what's your score there?
So I got 4 for that one.
All right, cool.
5 for that one. Okay, so on to mine. So quote number 1: dinner, 8 o'clock.
I'm not sure on this one, but is it? I
think
what's his name? Is it Octopussy?
It is.
And I've had one of those brain farts where I can't remember it's the main henchman dude.
Yeah, you know who it is. I'll give that to you. And if I said his name begin with G, would that help?
Kamal Khan, and I mean, I know it's just one of those brain fart moments where for some reason I just can't think his name.
It's Gobinder.
Gobinder, yes. Of course it is.
Gobinder.
Yes. All right, cool.
Dinner, 8 o'clock, excellent.
Yes.
Definitely get full mark for that. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Okay, now this one. Oya, ocha kocha, ocha kocha, ocha, initiate, initiate.
Is it the sumo announcer in You Only Live Twice?
Yes, it is. Yeah, good one.
Respectfully, I think you need to give that more energy. Do you know what I mean? I think it's more about.
The trouble is, it's midnight and I'm at my mum's and she's asleep in the room next door. So I've had to tone it down slightly.
Yeah, of course. I totally understand. But good stuff.
But yeah, at least you got that. Okay, so quick number 3 was, I just hope that stunt of yours hadn't scared him off. Actually, that's wrong. Let me do it again. I just hope that little stunt of yours hadn't scared him off.
That would be, I forget the character's name, but it's like after Bond tries to shoot Sanchez through the window, the ninjas take him out, and there's like their main dude, whatever his name is, says that.
His name Quang.
Quang.
Yeah, Quang.
Quang.
But so you definitely get a full mark. Okay, now this one, quote number 4. You know nothing about it.
Is that Triple X?
No, I'll try it again. You're on. Well, it's trying to be. It's a female voice.
Yeah.
Let me try it again. Right, let me get in the scene. You know nothing about it. It's hard to pull this one off.
Yeah, no, I'm stumped on that one.
This one is Severine to Bond in the Floating Dragon Casino when he says that she might have been in love with Silver. What were you, 13, 14? You were probably in love with him, thought it's your way out, but that was a long time ago, and she was.
Okay.
So that was an extremely tricky one, that one, I must admit. This one, I know you're going to get. Okay, so last quote for this round is For the Ninsqua.
I know that's Pierce.
Yes, it is Pierce.
I know that's Pierce, and I'm just trying for the life of me to remember what.
Do you know what? If I did one little thing, you'd get it.
I know this, but I just.
For the Ninsqua. If I do something, I think you'll get it. So I'm going to do it.
All right.
Oh shit! I can't. Well, actually, yes, I can. For the Ninsqua. I tell you what. Let me do something else. For the Ninsqua. Does that help?
It doesn't actually.
Oh shit! Made it
so
worse.
It's not GoldenEye.
No.
It's going to be the Tomorrow Never Dies or World Is Not Enough, and I think it's Tomorrow Never Dies.
Can you give me a scene? For the Ninsqua.
Is it?
What point does he speak a foreign language in that film? Or what?
It's when he's brushing up on a little Danish. Money pings on the phone to him. That's how he says goodbye. That's it.
He always was a cunning linguist.
And that's it, of course. It all came flooding back to me all at once. And one thing I'm very fond of in that scene is you just get to see a little bit of buttock, not Pierce's buttock, the nice lady
Cecile
buttock.
Thompson.
Yeah, the nice little Danish lady buttock.
Nicely rounded.
Which is as a 15-year-old boy at the time that film came out, I was very appreciative of that.
That was a good scene. Great scene,
good.
in fact.
All right, cool.
So there we go. We both got 4 out of 5 for that round. So
We did indeed.
Now this one I'm looking forward to.
Me too.
Brand new round. Brand
new round. So this is going to be what's the next line. So basically, we do a quote again, but the answer is not what is that quote. It's that you have to perform the line next, and it all must be done as close to the performance of the character as possible.
So are we going to hear it first and run through, and then the second time answer?
Yes.
Or are we going to?
Or what do you think? What do you think? I just assume that's what we would do.
Off the cuff. Yeah. Okay.
I tell you what. Let's do it normal for the people at home to give them a chance to kind of think it through.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. Actually, that's true, and it will help us as well.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So
first one. Yeah.
Question number 1 is.
Yeah.
Let's buy it.
Can you do that again, please?
One more time. There is. Let's buy it.
Do you know what I'm playing? Guess the quote in my head. I've got to think it's the next thing.
Well, that's part of the process, isn't it? Because you've got to work out who's saying that first before you can really know what the next line is. Question number 2.
Yeah.
On a cost per bullet basis, he must be your best customer. That is one more time. On a cost per bullet basis, he must be your best customer. That's a tough one, then.
Yeah.
Number 3. Oh, spare me this sentimental rubbish. He knew the risks. One more time. I think it's wonderful how we can go from.
It's so hard that I keep thinking. I know that person. I know who says it, and then you got to play it. Sorry, what are you going to say?
It's wonderful how we can get when we do these quotes. How we can go from we capture the mood quite well. I feel. Do you know what I mean? Going from quote to quote. So I'm going to do that.
Can you do that one again? Yeah, please.
Don't spare me this sentimental rubbish. He knew the risks.
I know the line before it, but that's not the game, is it?
No,
it's the line afterwards.
Question number 4.
Fuck. Okay.
You just killed James Bond. That's again. Okay. You just killed James Bond. And my final question of the Big Bumper Boxing Day Bonanza Bond quiz. Remarkable. But what does the club secretary have to say?
That is a classic.
And one more time. Remarkable. But what does the club secretary have to say?
Man, you picked out some real
zingers there, aren't there?
Yeah, absolute zingers. Brilliant stuff. I'm totally screwed on well, a couple of them, I think. But anyway, we'll go. Okay, so my first one of what's the next line is you're going to nail this one straight away. so try to hold back from saying it, right. Okay? My first one is, as you can see, I have no problem with female authority. Okay, so I'll say that again. As you can see, I have no problem with female authority. Okay.
All
right, so number 2 is, oh, thank you, General. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
So, all right, shall I do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you, General. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was a great performance as well, man. You really captured that one.
Okay, next one. That pays many debts. I'll try that again. That pays many debts. One more time?
Yeah.
Okay. That pays many debts. I know
that one. I'm just struggling to think of the next line. Sorry, go on, carry on, continue.
Okay. Next one is... You'll like this one as well. Okay. In London, April's a spring month.
It's a Steve Thorpe classic right there.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? I almost gave you that question myself, but I thought I'd try a different
one. Okay. So I'll do that again. In London, April's a spring month. I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but anyway. Okay, so finally, last one. Well, they want a description of myself.
Say that again.
Well, they want a description of myself. I'll say that one more time. Well, they want a description of myself.
Ah. Yes. All right.
Yes,
Okay. Cool. Righty-ho then. So let's get some answers on the go. So flipping it back to me then. Now, the way you answer this is you just must answer with whatever it is immediately. There's no beating around the bush.
Okay.
Let's buy it.
But who will pay? No, but who will pay? Oh, shit. Do you want to do it one more time?
Yeah, let's do it one more time because you got half a point. It's not quite there.
Oh, yes. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
Let's buy it.
Don't joke. Who will pay?
There it is. Don't joke. Who will pay? There it is. Very nice. That was obviously Bond to... oh, God, another brain fart. To his missus in Living Daylights. Cara Malovi in Living Daylights with the dress. There we go. Question number 2. On a cost per bullet basis, he must be your best customer.
That's true, but unfortunately, he only seems to fire them occasionally.
Very good. But, Chris, you've got to get into character, man. Come on. You can give me some performance there. Okay,
let's do it again then. Go on.
Okay. On a cost per bullet basis, he must be your best customer.
How do you do his accent? Sorry. That's true. But unfortunately, I'll do it. But unfortunately, he only seems to fire them occasionally.
That's true, but he only seems to fire them occasionally.
Yeah, that's better, maybe. Okay, sorry, that was bad.
No worries, but you got it. Full marks. Full marks.
Wicked. This one, I can't get the... say it again, see if it rings.
Number 3. Oh, spare me this sentimental rubbish. He knew the risks.
I think the line before, I've screwed this up, but I think the line before is he's put his life on the line for me many times, and that's what leads to that line.
That is definitely the line before.
So this one is... Oh, shit, no, I'm gone. I'm blank.
Sure, I'm going to give you one more chance, see if it just pops into your brain. Oh, spare me this sentimental rubbish. He knew the risks.
No, sorry.
And his wife? There it is.
Bugger. And his wife. Oh, man. No, that wasn't even registering.
No.
So, no, I definitely wouldn't have got that one.
Number 4, then. You just killed James Bond.
Is that who it was?
Very good. Excellent. Great performance as well there. Good stuff. And my final question was remarkable. But what does the club secretary have to say?
Nothing, Mr. Bond. I own the club.
Very good. And you even got the nose scratch in there as well. Very good. Well done. Oh, nothing, Mr. Bond.
Oh.
I own the club. Brilliant line. Oh, I love the interplay between Bond and Goldfinger in those scenes. It's so brilliant.
Such a good scene, isn't it? I'm waiting to get that on Blu-ray. Well, I've got it on Blu-ray, but watch it on Blu-ray. I just want to... that sounds awesome. Wicked. Okay, so back to you. Final section of the James Bond quiz. What's the next line? So, as you can see, I have no problem with female authority.
Now I've got loads of lines that she says coming into my brain, and I'm struggling to work out what the next one is. Does she say, James, you're incorrigible?
She does. Fantastic. Right, let's play it. Okay.
Right.
As you can see, I have no problem with female authority.
James, you're incorrigible. Very good. That's obviously GoldenEye when he gets the champers out and he's pulled up and he goes in for a little snog. Yeah, lovely.
Excellent stuff. Okay, so number 2 is... Oh, thank you, General. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Put them on the next plane to Moscow in the diplomatic bag.
Well, that's it, where you've kind of split it.
Oh, have I?
So the first bit that you said comes before my line. So let's do a 3-way split. So you say the first bit. Say the first bit, but not the last bit.
Put them on the next plane to Moscow.
Oh, thank you, General. Thank you so much. Thank you.
In the diplomatic bag. Wicked. I'm happy with that.
That's awesome. I tell you what, we've got to do the whole films like this.
You do a script read where we do all the voices and everything.
Man, that'd be awesome. Okay, number 3 is that pays many debts.
Now, this way, that is Karen Bay, isn't it? To Bond shooting him with his shoulder. That pays many debts. I can't remember what Bond says to him after that.
Stu, come on, I'll do it again, and you get it. I tell you what, if I say it's an iconic line, does that help? It's an iconic line that comes back from this.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Hold on a minute. My brain's just going ape shit.
Iconic line.
Yes.
Man. Iconic
all right. Come on.
Okay. Right. So here we go.
I think I've got it. I might be wrong still.
You definitely have. Okay. That pays many debts.
She should have kept her mouth shut.
Yes. Yeah. You sound so cool about it. Come on. You should have kept her mouth shut. You know, that's awesome. Man.
How funny is that just came flooding back in there? She should have kept her mouth shut.
Okay, so last 2. In London, April's a spring month.
But in St. Petersburg, we're freezing our butts off. Or is it Moscow?
No.
Does he say Moscow?
No, it's something else. That comes in. Okay, let's do it again.
All right.
Come on, GoldenEye. Think. Okay. In London, April's a spring month.
Is that not Bond saying that?
Yeah, it is.
It is Bond saying that. All right.
Yes, sorry, I know it's a shit version of Bond, but in London, April's a spring month. Come on, this is GoldenEye.
Surely Jack Wade, doesn't he say, but in St. Petersburg we're freezing our butts off? And then he pushes him against the car and goes, show me the rose.
But there's something that comes before that. So
Stiff
Bond
ass
says this
Brits
line,
in their codes.
and Wade says something else.
London, April's a spring month.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, no, of course, because that's after he's grabbed him that he says we're freezing our butts off. And then he says, show me the rose. Do you give me the line again?
In London, sorry. In London, April's a spring month. That's such a shit version, sorry. In London, oh my God.
Sounds like a cheeky little Cockney child. Yeah. In London, April's a spring month.
That's because he says it so funny. Right.
Do you know what? I'm not going to do it. I can't do it.
You do it, and I'll do the reply.
Okay. In London, April's a spring month.
Yeah, and what are you, the weatherman?
Fuck!
That is a tricky one.
Of course. Damn it.
Because initially, everyone, I think, would probably have thought the whole, but in St. Petersburg, we're freezing our butts off. But he says that first.
Of course.
The weatherman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stiff-ass Brits in your codes. All right, cool.
Okay, so final one. Well, they want a description of myself. I'm doing that really lame.
I know who that is, though. I know that's Sir Hilary Bray.
And okay.
And I know at that point Bond launches into his Sir Hilary Bray voice, but I can't remember for the life of me what he says. 3 gold peasants? Is that what it is?
No. You're on the exact point. So I'm definitely giving you a half mark. Right. Let me just do that again. How does he speak? Well, they wanted a description of myself. Well, they wanted. I couldn't. How does he speak?
Well, they wanted a description of myself.
Yeah. Well, they wanted a description of myself.
It's gone.
Okay, you do it, and I'll say the reply.
Well, they wanted a description of myself.
Tactfully adjusted to favour me.
There it is. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that though.
Definitely a half mark, and I tell you what, I'll throw one in as an extra bonus point, which I know you're going to get, which is foolish sentiment.
Foolish sentiment.
Foolish sentiment.
Nah, you got me on that one as well.
It's a pierce. And I tell you what, this line is very links in to the previous scene from the line that I just read. So that scene of Majesty's links into this line that I've just said.
The world is not enough. Old family motto.
Yeah. Family motto.
Yes.
Foolish sentiment. Family motto. Brilliant. So I'll give you a bonus point for that one.
I get a full
There
point
we
for
are.
that. I feel I should just get half a point for that because
Well,
I
I
only
get
come out.
a half mark for that.
All
Get
right.
a half
Cool.
mark.
So I got 4 points in total. 3 full points and 2 halves for that one.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yes, you got 4 as well.
Righty ho, right then. So we've got to go back to the start. We've got to add up our scores, everybody. See what we got.
Okay. Are we going to do it like last year? So you keep them entertained while I add up.
Okay.
Or do you want to do?
I'll just sing a little song.
Okay.
As I suppose it's Christmas time, I should sing some Christmas tunes for you. So we'll start off with la 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 la. Do you know how Christmas trees will grow? They need raindrops. Raindrops cannot do it all, I've found. I need the lyrics in front of me, otherwise it's going to fall apart. There we go. So for everybody at home, adding up your scores, we have a scale giving you your character's rank, basically. So the score is obviously anywhere between 0 and 100, or maybe a few more if you utilize the bonus points that were available throughout there. Now, I'm just going to add up as well.
Yeah, you do yours and I'll do mine.
Okay, this is all fun for everybody at home. I'm sure everybody is counting up along with us, so it doesn't matter.
Tell me what you think you've got and I'll see if it matches me.
So obviously, because you and I are only answering 50 questions each, what we did last year, wasn't it, is we just basically got our score and just doubled it, and that was our number.
What did yours come out as?
I come out with 27.5.
So you let me add yours again then.
4.5 plus 3, 7.5 plus 3.5 again, it's 10.5, 10, that's 11, 15.5, 18.5, 20, 21, 28, 29, 5. Oh no, actually it's more than that.
No, you've got more.
Yeah, 29.5, 33.5, 37.5.
37.5.
Which gives me a grand total of 70. So if we double them, 75. Yeah.
So, right, let me just double check mine. 7.
I think I did better this year than last year.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we do it then?
33. Yeah, 33. Oh, do you know what?
What?
You're not going to believe this. What score have you got?
I doubled. I've got 75 on the nose.
Well, non-doubled. What score have you got?
37.5.
What did I give you at the very end?
A bonus mark.
Of how much?
1 or half.
Do you know what my score was? 37. You beat me by
way! That's amazing.
That's well cool.
Your generosity was your undoing, Chris.
I know. So I got 74. So you must have had 70. What have you got in total?
For me.
Hey?
75.
75. So yeah, you beat me by 1. So we're both in the same category. So what category are we in?
Now, what we'll do is for everybody at home is we'll count through the categories, starting from the weakest to the strongest, and then obviously you can let us know on Facebook and on the comments section of the website which section you got. Good stuff. Right. I think that's the first time I've ever come ahead in our quizzes, but it was only by your charity that happened, so I'm thankful for that. Okay, so if you got between 0 and 9 correct answers, you are Jinx.
You're jinxed.
If you got between 10 and 19, you are Nigel Small Fawcett. If you got between 20 and 29, you got Lieutenant Hip. Let's have a Lieutenant Hip quote.
You sure you want it?
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot to tell you, their father ran karate school.
Between 30 and 39, we have Valentin Zukovsky.
Only 3 men I know have used a gun. I believe I've got 2.
That's great. Only 3 men I know use a gun. Next section, between 40 and 49, you are Quarrel.
He's good.
Kevin, come quick.
Kevin, look at that. Yeah.
50 to 59, you are Bill Tanner.
That's a good one. There's several Bill Tanners as well. The Evil Queen of Numbers.
The Evil Queen of Numbers.
Yeah, the other bit.
Between 60 and 69, you are Felix Leiter.
Good one. Solid. We're getting into the solids.
70 to 79, which is where we both landed, we are Q.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I'll be Desmond. You can be Whishaw.
I'll go with Whishaw as opposed to R or Algernon.
Absolutely.
I'll go with.
If you score between 80 and 89, you are M.
Nice.
And if you scored 90 above, you are Bond. James Bond.
Excellent.
So there we go. There it is. The big bombastic bumper Boxing Day Bond Bonanza quiz is over for another year. 2015 in the bag. So how do you feel about that, Chris?
I think it's been an awesome year. I mean, without a doubt, there is one highlight which stands out above all others for us. I'm sure yours is the same, which was obviously premiere, going to see Spectre, red carpet. You know, you, me, Rory, and a whole load of Bond fans, and it was, I mean, unbelievable, wasn't it? So good. You just want to relive that over and over. But as a year in general, I think it's been awesome. I think so good, so happy that we're still going, and it's you know, hopefully going well. It's been nice to have a little bit of a break, but I'm looking forward. Get back, new year, a couple of revamped little things for the podcast. Yeah. So I've seen one or two messages asking, when are you guys coming back? When are you coming back? Where's JBR gone? I think there's loads of people that are pretty looking forward to it. So hopefully they'll enjoy this, and then hopefully we'll get back to it in the new year.
Well, we look forward to servicing you in 2016. But yeah, absolutely, it's been a great year, from seeing Spectre and going to the premiere to that little feature in the Times, to being on the radio and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty crazy. It all kind of seemed to happen all at once, didn't it? But there we go. So what we have to do next year is keep the excitement going with some, you know, I mean, it's hard to top a new Bond film, isn't it, really? I think I would say it's impossible to top. But, you know, we've already got, without saying anything, an interview or two in the bag that's going to be very exciting and very illuminating and informative for the JBR family. So that's coming in the new year. But we won't say anything until then, obviously. Now, in terms of when we're coming back, it's going to be sometime next month. We haven't set a date yet, but it'll be some point next month. So just keep your eye on the social medias, and don't unsubscribe or anything on your iTunes apps and your podcast apps, because that would be foolish. And you know, a new episode will pop up soon enough, ushering in 2016.
It might be towards the end of the month potentially, because I know you're away sort of early on, and I'm away in the middle of the month. So if it is the end of the month, you know, do sort of hold on. We will be back. We will return. JBR will return, and it'll be a banger of an episode, hopefully.
Absolutely, as it always does. JBR will return. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all the JBR family. I hope you've enjoyed the quiz. Let us know what your score was on the Facebook and in the comments section on the website and on the Twitters. Let us know how you did in the quiz. And all that kind of stuff. And until next year, James Bond Radio will return. I've been Tom Sears.
I've been Chris Wright.
And we'll see you next year.
Welcome to 2016. Oh, yeah.
Bye!
Bye!